Comedy bang bang, 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 comedy bang bang.
You put the lime in the coconut, you put the coconut in the trash, you go to the freaking doctor like a normal person, Kyle. Welcome to Comedy Bang Bang. Thank you to Colfax McLiverneck for that catchphrase submission.
Colfax Mcliverneck.
Yes, our old friend Colfax McLiverneck. Yes, sir.
The doctor is the one who told him to put the lime. The doctor is a coconut. The doctor,
what is that old riddle?
The doctor is the one who advised him to put the lime in the coconut.
And so to say, go to the doctor. Oh, because why does the doctor say to put a lime in a coconut? As some sort of medicinal purposes?
Yeah, look, the doctor's incompetent. That's neither here nor there.
Okay. This doctor should be the moral of this story.
Yes. This presupposes that this person came up with this as a home remedy. Not true.
No, not on my watch.
No. Universal health care. Single payer now.
Lock her up, too.
Lock her up.
Hi, everyone. If you've never heard the show before.
Goodbye.
That's about as political as we get. Welcome to the show. This is Comedy Bang Bang, the best of 2018 part 3.
Yeah, man.
And it is New Year's Eve.
Oh, Scott, I can smell.
What do you smell? What's going on in the studio today?
I can smell toast.
Oh, no.
My left arm is tingling.
Oh, goodbye, Paul. See you on the other side.
I can smell romance in the air.
Oh, that's right. A lot of people will be smooching tonight.
This is the #1 kissing holiday.
You would think it would be Valentine's Day.
No.
No, people are tired of each other.
And you don't have to kiss each other on Valentine's Day.
No.
New Year's Eve, at the stroke of midnight, you must kiss someone.
You must kiss.
And if someone tries to kiss you, you must submit.
You must accept it. You submit. Have you ever had a New Year's Eve kiss that was unexpected or welcome, or have you ever been to a party and the food was just no good?
No, I remember.
I'm so sorry to bring this up.
I remember it being a big deal when I was younger to have a kiss on New Year's Eve.
To like the way it was sold to us in the mainstream media,
lamestream media, I call it,
of course. Was that you go to a party with a bunch of randos.
Oh, you know what? I want to call it the Crame stream media because it's crazy, like Kramer.
Or the Crane stream media. Because
it's like the Fraser and Niles Crane.
Yes. So
the first gay couple on television. They were married, right?
I think so. That's why they had the last name.
Yeah.
But you go to a party with a bunch of randos. And
there's nothing more. Oh, I hate nothing more than randos.
And if you, at the stroke of midnight, I'm talking about the very stroke.
The very stroke.
Is it, I never got this. Is it when at chime 12 or at the stroke meeting at chime at 1? Midnight is, they time those bongs out to the last one is when midnight is. Is that right? Or is it the first one?
No, they as soon as it strikes
that
midnight,
is
and that's Happy New Year. That's when everyone screams their fucking heads
I know
off.
Midnight is when Happy New Year is.
Hey,
I'm saying when
No. I know. We're saying the same. We're on the same side.
Okay.
I'm saying as soon as that minute hand hits the 12.
That's when they start the 12
everyone
bongs?
That's when they start the 12 bongs. But everyone goes crazy at bong number 1.
That's what so at Big Ben, say you have
at Big Ben
3 bongs at Big Ben.
Oh man, can you imagine?
Can you imagine having 3 bongs at Big Ben?
3 bongs at Big Ben?
Oh fuck! We are potheads.
We're total potheads.
You can tell from our accurate renditions of what a bong sounds like.
I love doing pot through a bong.
So it's at the so you don't wait for the 12. It's at the first one is when the time is.
Yeah, because you've done a countdown already.
Well, I know the countdown and all that. I'm just saying,
Scott, I'm not saying you don't know these things.
I'm just saying,
damn it.
Big Ben, you're in England.
Scott, you're fighting me at every turn.
I think we're saying the same thing, but I want to get hyper specific.
I'm trying to, and you keep shooting me down.
You're in England. You hear Big Ben go.
You get your passport.
You probably have to do that.
Yeah.
Yes. It's very strict nowadays.
Sorry. You have the idea to go there.
Before that, you hear about it.
Yeah, your parents meet.
Before that, Jesus.
Your mother, Jesus, is born.
Jesus is born. Saves everybody. Before that, even. Cavemen. Discovers fire.
The star brightly
shining. But Big Ben, it's 3:00. Big Ben goes bong, and it's going to do two more. You know, it's 3:00 right when they go bong.
Yeah.
Not bong.
But you
bong,
still have to wait
bong.
out the other two.
Sure.
You gotta stand there and go, fucking dumbass.
But so say you wake up, you don't know what time it is, you don't have a phone on you, you don't have a clock. Suddenly you hear bong. If it's midnight, you're gonna have to wait to know what time it is. It's gonna be 12:30, or it's gonna be 12:01 and a half by the time you figure this out.
Can I tell you something, Scott? I've lived this exact experience.
No.
We have in our home a cuckoo clock. It's in the living room. You
Okay.
can hear it from the bedroom.
Sure. Oh, thank God.
So in the morning.
So wait, this thing is going off all night while you're trying to sleep?
No. It goes to sleep itself when the lights are out.
It goes to sleep
It
itself.
goes to sleep itself.
When the lights are out?
Yes.
It has a light sensitive?
It has a light sensor.
Okay, so it knows not
All
to.
sensors operating at
So if
peak
you're-
efficiency.
If you're taking a nap and you leave the light on, much like Motel 6, or is sunlight?
Or much like Joe Cocker advised us to do.
With his hats. Is sunlight on it? So during the afternoon, is it always on? Like at the crack of dawn, is it on?
Yeah.
So if you're trying to sleep in, or you're trying to take a nap in the middle of the day, it'll be going off like crazy?
It's not so loud in the bedroom that it would wake you up in the morning.
Right. So
Like I've never like all of a sudden at 6 a.m. like that fucking clock.
Right.
But let's say I'll wake up and I'm lying in bed.
This is
I haven't looked at my
hypothetical.
clock. This is a hypothetical.
Okay. You wake up.
But based on actual events.
Wow. Okay, so this is based on some IP. I'm comfortable with it.
I wake up. I hear the cuckoo start to
Sing
scream
his merry
the
song.
hours. Yeah, or sing his merry song. I don't know what time it is. I say, I'm going to count these fucking cuckoos.
Sure. That's
And then I'll find out.
just natural cuckoo clock listening.
This is classic natural cuckoo clock listening. Now, here's what you must know about modern cuckoo clocks.
Modern cuckoo clocks. Okay.
And I know this because I know other people have cuckoo clocks. I'm not saying we're in a club.
Sure.
We're not.
But yeah,
That's why I'm not saying that.
But the cuckoo clock community is small enough that
the
you
triple
just
C,
gradually
the
get
triple
to know.
C, you know other people.
Right.
You
Okay.
begin to notice certain signs like they have a cuckoo clock.
They have bags under their eyes. They can't sleep.
They seem to be counting in their heads a lot. There's a sort of monopoly on the sound and the actual cuckoo itself. So the clocks are all different.
Got it.
But the cuckoo itself, this white plastic cuckoo that comes out, here's what he will do. He comes out of his little hole.
Right. Almost as if he's being birthed. It's a lot like the birth canal.
Well, he comes out so fast, it's like he's rushing, like he was late to get there.
Right.
he
He's
comes
checking
out,
his watch. His
and
hair is mussed.
He's like, oh, fuck.
Oh, fuck. Cuckoo. Please, if you
I would love
if you are a
it.
cuckoo clock maker, please make one where the cuckoo comes out and goes, oh, fuck. Cuckoo.
Before the first one.
And then
The rest of them, it's fine.
SOP.
But the first one should always be like, I just got here.
Oh,
fuck.
shit.
Oh, fuck.
I got cuckoo.
So that what happens is this cuckoo, he comes out, he says cuckoo, he like bends down and his wings flap up.
Right.
He makes a
big
real
show out of this.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. So he's bending over?
He like bows.
He bows to whom?
Cuckoo to you.
Oh.
You're the master of the house.
310 to you?
So our neighbors have a cuckoo clock, completely different clock. Same cuckoo, same sound. It's
what?
It's an actual recording of a cuckoo, but
It's a recording of a real bird?
The
that they
recording
put
of a
into
real
some sort
bird.
of voice box? Okay.
yes, and then it instantly echoes slightly quieter. It sounds
it
like
goes-
it's further away.
So it goes, cuckoo, cuckoo.
It goes like this. Cuckoo.
And this is not you're not hearing the echo, meaning you're hearing your neighbor's cuckoo.
No, I thought about that.
Okay.
And so I stood in the street between our two houses.
And all you heard was cuckoo, 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 cuckoo.
So I think it's to help you count the cuckoos.
The echo is to help you count the cuckoos?
Yes. Somehow.
How does that make sense?
I don't know, but it works. It actually works.
So without an echo, you would be unable to count these cuckoos.
Well, no, of course you could. But there's something about the echo that keeps you cemented in the count.
Okay.
I don't know. I can't explain it. But so two different clocks, same cuckoo, same sound.
How odd.
Yeah. And then I got one from my office.
Okay.
From a completely third other place, same cuckoo, same sound.
Well, it sounds to me like cuckoo clocks, there are so few of them that there's maybe one place that does the cuckoos.
But when you search online for cuckoo clocks,
sure,
you can't believe how many
varieties?
There's so many.
So then how did you end up in such close proximity finding the same cuckoo in these 3 different places? This is insane.
This is my question. How deep does this go?
All the way up?
It goes so deep, it goes all the way up.
Well, and have you...
Do you think this is interesting to anyone?
I don't know. But let's continue. Do you and your neighbor ever talk about this? Have you ever said, hey, same cuckoo?
Oh, we've talked about it.
Really? So you're on speaking terms with your neighbor?
Yes.
That's good.
Yes.
And was the first...
And no topics are off the table.
Good. So just like laying it out there. Just laying
I
yourself bare.
remember saying to her, can I ask you a question about your cuckoo clock? And I was really tense. I was like, she was going to say, how dare you?
Yes.
I'm a married woman. You're a married man.
And this is inappropriate.
And this is inappropriate.
But instead, she said, Paul, you can ask me anything.
Yeah.
And she's hoping maybe that you ask her something kind of inappropriate about.
Yeah.
I mean, she's a married woman.
Well,
You're a married man.
I eventually did.
Okay. So you got
First
there.
I asked about the cuckoo clock. Then I said, what do you look like nude?
She said, kind of frumpy.
She had to describe... Scott.
I don't know this person.
Have I told you this story?
Cuckoo clocks.
Cuckoo clocks, get at us. Text 1 for 3 and 2 for yes.
I had a neighbor who was crazy and collected them. And it was a little on the nose.
Collecting them is a bit much.
Yeah, she had a lot.
Yeah.
She had them all in her bathroom. Yeah. She literally, the first day I met her, she came over and announced who she was and told me that half of her brain had been taken out.
Wow.
Yeah. She was famously, when she was showing Kulop, my wife Kulop, her...
Oh, this is, for some reason, I thought this was like when you were a kid. This is modern day.
This is modern day. When she was showing Kulop her place, she went into the bathroom and pulled the shower curtain, and her entire bathtub was filled with kitty litter. And barf.
Oh my God.
And then she opened up the closet, and hanging inside were just on several hangers were baby clothes. And she said, I don't have children, but I like their clothes. And at that point, Kulop knew she had to get the fuck out of there.
What the fuck? Oh my God. Does she live alone, this person?
I believe she eventually moved out to live with her mother. After vandalizing several of our places. Long story.
How old was she?
She was probably 15 years older than I, if I had to guess.
What a weird thing to say. Why wouldn't you just say how old she was?
Because she moved away so long ago that I can't handicap it now. Okay, so then I was this age.
So hard.
She was 15 years older, so now, but I mean, it was about 15 years ago, so who knows?
So she was 30.
I don't know.
This happened when you were a baby.
Yes.
She was 15 years old.
That place, someday I'll tell you the story of all my crazy neighbors, but quite a menagerie passed through.
Can I say something? I also don't have kids, and I also do like their clothes.
You do?
But I haven't bought any.
What?
That separates me from her.
What are you doing? Just going by the elementary schools and checking them out? Or how do you...
I'm looking in the window at Baby Gap.
Sorry!
How dare you?
I don't know what your delivery system to your eyes is.
Dare you?
Can I see you nude?
You are. Take off your 3D glasses. Why have you been wearing those this whole time?
Well, I was hoping your penis would come straight at me.
No, it will if you take off the glasses.
Oh gosh. Paul F. Tompkins is here.
Yeah.
My name is Scott Aukerman. I don't know whether I mentioned who we are.
I don't know that anyone knows.
Do you think anyone who had no idea who we are listened to any of that?
Do you think? That would
Do
be.
you think?
That would be interesting.
It would.
If someone was like, I was told to check this out.
And then it's just two randos.
I'm going to start right here. Two randos, which everyone hates.
Right. Just talking about something. You don't know who they are or why they're talking about it.
They finally get to a crazy person. Great.
Oh, good. I'm locked in.
I'm jacked in.
I heard Comedy Bang Bang is about crazy people.
Look how sad Chewbacca looks on this box of tissues.
Okay, we have a box of tissues in the room, and it's Star Wars themed.
Yeah.
And I believe stormtroopers are on approximately 75% of
There's a stormtrooper. There's Kylo Ren.
Is that Kylo Ren?
And it's our old friend, Baldroid.
Oh, Baldroid. Hello, Baldroid. Welcome back. Who's on the bottom?
Then on the bottom, bonus Kylo Ren. He looks like Venom.
Now, and then Chewbacca.
And then Chewbacca,
on top where the Kleenexes come out,
he
there's
looks
just
anguished.
I believe TIE fighters and X-Wings. Yeah,
Yes.
TIE fighters and X-Wings.
You know what life is? It's a bunch of TIE fighters and X-Wings.
You ever notice that the TIE fighters and X-Wings are sort of like the X's and O's on Tic-Tac-Toe?
Or like kisses and hugs.
Yes. You ever think Darth Vader like signed off on one of his letters? Just like TIE fighter X-Wing, Darth Vader.
TIE Fighter X-Wing, Darth.
Did you get that, Grandma Tarkin?
Grandma Tarkin. Why? How come they dropped Grand Moff as a title?
I think they still use it in some of them. Moff?
Really?
Yeah, Moff that's not an English thing, right? It's something he made up.
I believe it's
one of his great make-em-ups.
One of his great make-em-ups, like Luke Skywalker.
Yeah. Well, everyone else's name in that. Now, of course, when Solo came out this year, we learned that it wasn't just a shitty name George Lucas came up for him. That he picked it because he was alone.
Right.
So it makes more sense.
It's kind of assigned to him.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Did someone say like, I'll just call you Solo because you're alone?
I think he said I'm Solo, and then the person wrote it down, but he didn't mean it as a name, something like that.
Classic part of the movies.
Here's a part I want to talk about.
Yeah.
So you got this robot who's like, robots are slaves. They should have free will.
That's right. That's part of this, right?
And everyone's like, ha, 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 ha. Then that robot frees a bunch of other robots.
Right, yes.
You know, change like there's some restriction in robots that makes them slaves.
So something in their programming or like a chip or a bar or something
like that, yeah.
Wasn't there some sort of restraining bar on R2-D2 in the first one?
Yeah.
Like I took out his restraining bolt.
Yeah.
Right.
And on C-3PO.
Right. So they couldn't run away.
Yeah, he had he had one like a third nipple like Marky Mark.
Right.
Then this robot frees all these other robots.
Okay.
And then we just forget about that idea. That happens in the past in the Star Wars universe.
So nowadays, when Luke Skywalker, great name, has this restraining bolt on C-3PO and R2-D2, he's not considered to be a slaver or anything.
Well, even when they take off the restraining bolt and they're just hanging out as his friends, I guess they choose to do this?
Yeah,
C-3PO is like, it's not that he's programmed to do this. It's like, well, this is my job.
Yeah, and, at a certain point, I mean,
I care about it.
They crash landed on Tatooine, and when he takes out the restraining bolt, you think it would be like, goodbye, Master Luke, I'm off to the spaceport.
Yeah.
Got to get back to the Rebel forces.
I have a wife and children. What if he has a family somewhere?
Do robots fuck? That's what we're getting to. That's what we're all thinking.
Do you think that C-3PO and R2-D2 fuck?
I mean, R2-D2 has all those attachments that come out of that hole.
They have the energy of people that used to be a couple.
Yeah, like thousands and thousands of years ago.
Yeah.
When they were first built.
That's right.
They were a couple.
Yeah.
And they tried it for like 3 years, which is a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're that, centuries old, maybe it's not a long time in the span of it, but
Are they supposed to be centuries old?
I feel like they were, they're outdated models. I think, aren't they?
Oh, that's too bad.
Like anytime anyone sees one of them, they're like, what do you have that old hunk of junk for?
Why isn't that in a space museum?
Right. But it seems a little weird that they would just like throw them in a trash pile, especially if it was still on and screaming. But
that's also R2-D2 screams. Does he feel pain?
I guess.
Yeah.
I mean,
there was that one robot was just reminded of this during a Super Ego session. A robot gets his feet burned.
Oh, yeah.
Like a Jabba's palace or something.
And it's going,
They like brand his feet and he screams bloody murder.
So I guess they have feelings, or they're programmed to react as if they have feelings. It might be that.
And that's fucked up.
Yeah.
That's like, I better put into this robot that if it ever gets burned on its feet, it will it will scream.
By the way, Engineer Sam has texted us both. A Moff is a regional governor of star systems. Moff Tarkin is the first to be awarded the title by Emperor Palpatine.
Oh, okay.
By the way, Palpatine is named Palpatine because he's so evil he gets your heart palpitating.
You give my heart the Palpatines.
Like everyone,
I got the Palpatines
George
over here.
Lucas is so lazy. He's like, this kid wants to go fly around in a spaceship. I'll call him Skywalker.
This
guy's a loner, so I'll call him Solo.
This lady's alive. Her name's Organa.
Exactly. The only thing she's good for is being alive.
This guy's
being a hole.
This guy's a weirdo. He's Obi Kenobi.
How does that one work? Kenobi. Obi-Wan. He's one guy.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Obi-Wan. Obi. Kenobi. Kenobi.
Kenobi. Kenobi.
Obi. If this were a music,
Kenobis.
I would be so happy if life was a musical that no one had ever unlocked, and just saying that unlocked
It made it happen. Like all of a sudden strings.
Yeah, and then we just start dancing on the table.
Yeah.
Doing a soft shoe. Obi, Kenobi, and Obi. And then it happened for everyone because we were the first.
And they had
How great would
no.
that be?
But would they have any? Would people like it?
I don't know.
Not everybody's us.
Not everyone is into musicals. I would love it if suddenly I had the ability to tap dance and to soft shoe the way that and the way to dance like Gene Kelly. Do you think that the people, because these are just regular people in these musicals, they should not have years of dance training. They all have other jobs.
No.
So
well, one guy he's an American embarrassed. That's his job.
So when a musical number comes into a musical, you are basically being transported there. Something takes over their body and gives them the ability to do these dances.
Like in La La Land, yes.
Exactly. So they're being basically possessed by some sort of spirit, be it evil, be it good.
Be it evil, be it good.
So I would love that if suddenly, because I, as someone who tried to do musicals when I was growing up, I always hated the dance part.
Me too.
And even though I did learn how to tap, and I was in Chicago and I tapped and tapped occasionally in some of the other shows, I'm not the most expressive dancer. So if something were to take over my body during a musical number that was happening in real life, I would love that. I'd be like, holy shit, I just tap danced expertly.
No text from Sam about that.
About what? Is someone taking over my...
Yeah, about the spirit of dance taking over your body.
All right, Sam. Well...
Have you ever had the fantasy that you would learn to do something in secret and then you'd bust it out
at a party or something? Yeah. Piano.
Yeah, me too. Piano and dance are the two things.
Yeah. Well, I truly believe that if you, because your birthday party was this year, it was a great time. True. And you came out and sang the Pet Shop Boys' "It's a Sin" with a big band.
Right. Yeah.
And I remember turning to Kulap going, "Pet Shop Boys, you like?" Because she always makes fun of me when I listen to the Pet Shop Boys. Anytime they come on, she's like, "The Pet Shop Boys." I'm like, "That was good. This is the Pet Shop Boys." She was like, "I know.
You like Paul, so."
But in any case, I think that if you had worked for a year, once a week, just once a week, took a dance thing. Mm-hmm. I mean, look at people on Dancing with the Stars. Our friend Nikki Glazer was on this year, and she was only on one episode.
Yeah,
but I'm sure she had to do that in just like a week. Had to put that together with a person who knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
I bet if like you did one day a week for a year, you could do like an amazing choreographed dance.
This is the most serious I've ever gotten about it. I've been thinking about it a lot lately. I think it might happen. When
will you? Okay, don't tell me because I want it to be a surprise.
I'm not going to tell you.
What if it was here on the show?
The next episode.
Yeah. Whoa,
Scott, that was all a setup.
I would love to play piano though, and I remember going over to Jack McBrayer's house once, and he had started taking lessons, and I was like, wow, that I've always kind of assumed it was too late for me. But here's Jack. He's just started taking lessons maybe a year earlier, and he played me some stuff on the piano. I was like, that's how you do it. And I saw him the other night. I said, how's the piano coming? He's like, oh, I don't do that anymore.
Still have a piano in my house. My mother started taking piano lessons when she was in her 50s.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. How did she end up?
Well, she didn't end up so well because we all made fun of her because we're not good people. But she tried it for a while, and I remember one Thanksgiving, she was demonstrating her progress for our family and my cousins, and she was trying to play When the Saints Go Marching In.
Well, let me see if I can hum that. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
So she was playing like this. Dun, dun, dun. Dun 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 dun. So it was taking her a while to hit the right notes. Yes.
Yeah.
And then my cousin Steven said, "That's great. All you need now is a singer who stutters." That's like a classic vaudeville joke.
Wow. You burnt, Mrs. Tompkins.
You burnt, Mom. You burnt.
How did she ever recover?
Well, she didn't. She died.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. She died from that? You've never talked about it.
I mean, I have no proof that she didn't die from that.
She died of shame.
A mere 30 years later.
Well, I would love to learn. Tell you what, if I learn how to play the piano, I'll accompany you. And
there we go.
This
is perfect.
What type of dance do you want to do?
I want to tap dance.
Tap dance, yeah. Great. You can do it. I think
I can do it.
It's a fun. It is fun, and you don't have to use like too much of your upper body, which is.
Well, I can't. I'm paralyzed from the waist up.
Yeah, I did know that.
My legs work like crazy.
You're just bending over backwards the entire time.
Yeah. I have to swing my arms up on a table to make it look natural.
Oh, Paul, that's not true. I hope
it's probably not true.
It's probably not true. Paul, we have to get to it.
We have to get to it.
I'll tell everyone what we're doing this
episode.
Enough
grab ass.
We are counting down the top 14 episodes of the year of Comedy Bang Bang, late November through late November of this year, but we call it 2018. We're counting down the top 14. In our previous episodes, go listen to those if you haven't yet. Our previous episodes,
it's my wish for you. Go listen to those.
We counted down from 14 through 7.
That's right.
14 through 7. Today, we are going to be listening to the number 6 episode, the number 5 episode, and the number 4 episode.
Holy shit.
Things are heating up here.
I mean, they're getting hot and spicy.
They really are. I mean, it's getting exciting here.
Sweaty and hot.
What is that from?
That's a song that Alan Thicke sang.
Alan Thicke sang it?
Alan Thicke sang it.
Did he write it as well?
Sweaty and hot. I mean, probably.
Probably. He was a big songwriter.
It could have been a song he found somewhere.
Like someone else wrote it and discarded it?
Yeah, like he's like walking down the street just the other day and he finds the song.
Saw a pretty lady and
yeah.
didn't know what to say, so instead he found a song.
Yeah. He sang it on some TV special.
Sweaty and hot.
It was all about the workout craze.
Oh, remember that? Remember how it was so weird in the 80s that anyone was working out?
Yeah. Yeah.
that people had to talk about it.
Yeah. I'm going to write a song. Let's get physical.
So no one before then ever worked out, I guess.
Nope. Well, you had the that sort of big rubber band that would shake you.
Sure. But everyone's, I think what it was everyone basically ate sensibly.
Yeah.
Until the 80s.
I think it took, because we just invented more and more garbage.
Right. And processed food and everything. And everyone started eating out. Like McDonald's basically necessitated the workout craze of the 80s.
Like if you wanted to be in the let's say the 40s, if you wanted to be fat, you had to
really try.
You had to eat lard out of a bucket with a spoon.
And that's what they did.
And everyone knew.
That's what's
lard.
Who was it, Laurel or Hardy? Which one was the fat one?
Hardy.
And now we have Hardee's.
And now we have Hardee's, Scott.
And now we have Arby's.
Where does it end? We don't have Laurel's.
No, of course not. We don't have Stan's.
We have Abbott's. We don't have Costello's.
No. I remember going to a restaurant by the name of Claim Jumper. They have some around here.
Of course.
When in the mid-80s.
Their mascot is a little prospector.
A little prostitute is what I thought you were going to say.
Little prostate exam.
And I remember we went with the people in that we went to church with, and they have giant portions, and everyone was like, "I like how big the portions are," and they were ungodly looking at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you go, it's what everyone serves, so everyone just eats too much. Is that right?
I think it is. It's weird that that's become a movement in restaurants. I remember.
Well, it became like we're gonna charge you more,
Yeah.
but we're gonna give you extra portions.
So shut up.
So really, it's a con in a certain way of like, at the time, say a dinner was $10, they would charge you $15, but we're going to give you
A dinner and a half.
A dinner and a half, and now the food costs are probably pretty low. So
Because the food is garbage.
right, but they're charging you an extra $5. They made so much money that way. Cut to now.
Oosh.
Everyone is just charging the $15 and giving you these big portions because everyone got so used to that they're eating just a ton of garbage now.
Have you ever been to Maggiano's?
No, I have not.
It's
Is it in the old country?
It's not. It's right here in America.
What?
And they famously have absurd portion sizes to where they're bringing like it's basically like a trash can lid with food on it.
Right.
Like here you go. Here's too much food.
You're like Heathcliff, right? You just want to like toss around some fish bones from a trash can. Here you go. You piece of shit.
You fat piece of shit.
I think if you go out to eat, you probably, if you go with a partner, I think you could probably survive just buying one thing and splitting it,
Like
right?
a business partner?
Yeah, business
that's
partner.
awkward. We're having
like a really good business
doing
partner.
business, but now we're splitting food.
Sure. That's not going to get in the way of our business.
Have you ever dined with us before?
I hate that question. Because anytime a waiter says, "Have you ever dined with us before?" I get it. I know what dining out is. Usually what they have to, quote, explain, unquote, is a variation on small plates.
Yeah.
All they want to talk about is small plates.
Here's what I like to say. The real question is, have you ever dined with me before?
You should, by
I
the
do
way,
a Rorschach on them.
every time that you and Janie have dinner at home, and
I'm not dining with you. You're dining with me.
you should say to her, "Have you ever dined with us before?" as you set down the meal.
Have I ever dined with you before?
Is this your card?
Oh, I want to do that now. Have I ever dined with you before? Before the waiter can say it.
Have I ever dined with you before?
Have I ever dined with you before?
I get it. I understand the concept. At one point, someone was like, because tapas was all the rage for a while here in LA.
Tapas.
And they would, and you would see everyone would liken things to tapas, and they would say like, it's a lot like tapas where you get a lot of small plates. At one point, I went to a tapas restaurant. And they're like, "Have you ever dined with us before?" And I was like, about to say, I understand the concept of tapas, and they said it's a lot like dim sum. I'd never heard dim sum likened to tapas before.
Yeah.
Anyway, waiters, stop doing it.
Waiters, stop asking if I understand tapas. Start asking if I understand bottomus.
Famous power bottomist.
Power bottomus.
Ebenezer Scrooge. All right, let's get to it. Let's get to our countdown. This is number 6 on the countdown.
Number 6.
All right, number 6. And this number is a special number as it is one of our mid-century marks. This is episode 550.
Still in the 500s. Is this an Eames?
I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means.
It's mid-century.
I understand now.
Fun.
This is we for a while we were trying to do some special things on episode 200 was Jason Mantzoukas and Andy
in
Daly.
honor of a special thing, the website.
Right. Remember that? So episode 200 was Jason Mantzoukas and Andy Daly. I believe episode 300 we did Jason Mantzoukas and Andy Daly. Maybe 400. For 500,
let's not do that.
let's not do
something
that.
entirely different.
I don't think those guys were available or something. But when 550 rolled around, I was like, guys, let's get the gang back together.
Yeah.
This is an episode called "Cheesing Out the Wave D-Hole," and it actually stands for "Cheesing Out the Wave Dickhole." Which
it actually does?
which we mention perhaps in this clip. But when I read the title, I was like, what does this mean? Cheesing out the wave D-hole. Apparently it's, we talk about it for a while, which is going through a circular wave, as if we were ejaculate.
Sure.
So this is Jason Mantzoukas and myself as ourselves, and we have the inimitable Andy Daly, who returned to the show playing Hot Dog. Hot Dog is,
Famous water skier.
of course, he's a famous water skier.
Sha-na-na enthusiast, wants to join the band.
He was the first person to water ski on sausages.
That's right.
And so we talked to him for a while. I'm going to play several parts of this episode, like 3 different parts of it. And this was a really fun one. And this is what you have voted as your number 6. Let's hear it.
Number 6.
Well, this is huge because it eclipses everything else. I have been inducted into the Water Skiing Hall of Fame.
Whoa! Congratulations, Hot Dog!
And so many good things have come from it. I mean, I lobbied hard for that for years.
Let's talk about your water skiing,
Yeah.
just to remind people who haven't heard you before.
Well, the reason I go by Hot Dog is that I am a hot dog of water skiing. You know that.
That's right.
I'm a water skiing hot dog.
It does not have to do with the fact that you were water skiing upon hot dogs.
No, although I did do some of that, and what not actually.
No,
hot
but you
dogs,
actually were water skiing on.
I was water skiing on salamis. And, I was the first guy ever, and that's one of the things that we talk about at the
Yeah.
But that's
Rock
a
and
real
Roll.
hot dog kind of thing to do.
Yeah,
If
but
you're a hot dog, yeah.
I just want everyone to make sure they know it's not because you were skiing upon hot dogs.
That's correct.
It's
That
purely
is-
your attitude towards skiing. You were hot dogging merely upon salamis.
That's exactly right. And I was hot dogging long before I came up with the idea of water skiing on salamis.
Right.
I've been hot dogging for a long time on water skis.
When you finally got to salamis,
Yeah.
what other foodstuffs had you been
Cheeses?
water skiing on?
Well, naturally, I started with baguettes.
I was going to say
I started with
baguettes, yeah.
of course I did.
I would think bread floats.
No,
like
yeah,
if
it
you've
gets
ever
soggy.
thrown
Well,
it at the ducks.
I bet it would be soggy pretty
You
quick.
come up between the two of you came up with the pro and the con because that's true. It does float, but on the other hand, right, you're right. It gets soggy,
Yeah.
and you don't
Right.
know that until you try it. Until you strap yourself onto the baguette,
Right.
and get yourself into the water.
I
What
would
else?
love it if you would. Hey, did you ever try like 6-foot-long party subs?
Oh, sure. I tried a 6-foot-long party sub. As a matter of fact, I did that in association with a sandwich shop down there in Redondo.
Oh, nice.
Down in Redondo Beach, there's a sandwich shop, and I proposed it. I pitched it to them, and they provided the sandwiches as
For free?
for publicity. Not for free. I had to buy them, but for publicity,
But they got
provided the
publicity and you paid for the sandwiches.
Yeah, I had. Well, of course. I mean,
It's a sweet deal you
No, for
negotiated.
them.
I worked it out with the sandwich shop.
Well, at least you haven't given their name now, so they're not getting further publicity.
Brian and Ronaldo's.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh man.
Brian and Ronaldo's down in Redondo Beach.
And was it 2 6-foot party subs, or was it one that you had to break in half?
It was 2 6-foots. Brian made one and Ronaldo made the other. And
Is that how they work?
that's always how
They
they work.
alternate sandwiches?
They do. They go 1 for 1.
Is one better than the other?
Well.
Are you
no, I
when you
don't
go
wanna-
into Brian and
You get me in
Ronaldo's?
trouble. You get me in trouble.
Brian and Ronaldo's in Redondo Beach. Are you like hoping for a Ronaldo?
Well, you're gonna get me in trouble. I can't say, but let's just say if Ronaldo seems busy working on a sandwich, you're in good shape. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, got it.
That's when
Got
it's
it.
time to step up. the counter.
Order then.
Yeah, or that's when you need to. Anyway, yeah. So that was but look, that didn't work because all of the ingredients. It was immediately obvious as soon as the boat started up.
Lettuce?
And I started waving to my captain like, no, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work with the sandwiches because the lettuce and the tomatoes and all the meats and everything just started flying right out of the sandwich. And then
Right. And where was your captain? On land or in the boat?
The captain was in the boat.
In the boat.
and,
okay.
but he's
That's a
you
good
know,
place for a captain when you're
He
water
ought to be
skiing.
there. He ought to be there. They're not always, but he ought to be there.
Right, yeah.
Driving the boat.
And what did he do when you waved, hey, we're not ready? Did he alter his behavior at all?
This is one of the real problems, and I'll tell you, this is one of the real problems with water skiing. If anybody could crack this, they will win a Nobel Prize in water skiing because the problem is that the captain, by definition, has his back turned to his
I'm
water
sorry.
skier.
Does the Nobel Committee give out a prize in water
and
skiing?
is it a peace prize?
No, it's a Nobel Prize
Just
in water
Nobel
skiing.
Prize.
They have not given one out in years.
Oh, they haven't.
No,
Because
it's been a long time.
I know they give one out in science. They give one
yeah.
out in multiple different disciplines.
It's not. Some of the awards are annual awards, and some of them are just sort of as
At
needed,
discretion.
intermittent.
How many years? All of them?
What's that?
How many years? All of them?
How long has it been since the Nobel Committee
Yeah.
gave out a prize in
All
water
of them?
skiing?
Yeah.
I've lost track personally.
Really?
But it's been at
Do you
least
think
a decade.
Can you name one water skiing Nobel laureate?
Well, I don't know for sure, but they must have given one to Terry Krakatoa.
Yeah.
They must
I can
have given
see
one
that.
because he was the best.
Posthumously.
I mean, that guy was.
Posthumously, because he died.
Yeah, he
you know.
did. He passed away.
So your captain is facing the water as to not steer the ship into.
And at this
Well, this
point,
is the
he's
real
the
problem.
captain now.
Who's the captain now? Oh, yeah. Well, hey, I know you're referring to that movie about pirates, right?
Yeah, right.
And this is a problem facing water skiers. There have
Really?
been incidents where pirates have taken over the speedboat that is pulling a water
Right.
skier,
Oh.
and then the water skier is powerless. The water skier is literally powerless.
That's
got
got to be exciting, though.
Well,
That,
yeah.
you know, like that's a bit of danger to add to a day's water ski.
Yeah, I mean, and this is one of the reasons you have to be careful if you're water skiing down at the Cape of Horn, Cape of Horn,
Sure.
Cape of Africa,
Sure,
the
sure.
Horn, Africa Horn.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about.
You,
I
go,
do,
you,
yeah,
you
the
said
little-
it exactly right.
Is that did I the Horn Cape of Africa?
Basically,
Horn.
like Africa's like drooping balls.
yeah.
Excuse me?
Well, you know how Florida is America's drooping dick, and
It is?
Maine is the erection of the United States of America.
So wait.
That's what they call it. That's what it says on the license plate.
So Florida is America flaccid, and then when
Yes.
it gets hard, it goes up
all
the
the way to
eastern
Maine,
seaboard
yeah.
and becomes Maine.
Well, have you
Just
ever been to
fucking
Maine?
straight into Canada.
Yeah, man. Everybody in Maine is horny, and there's a reason.
Yeah, and everybody in Florida is riddled with STDs.
It's true.
We've talked about it on this show. That movie Captain Phillips.
Uh-huh.
It's like half Captain Phillips. Then the other guy comes in and goes, "I'm the captain now."
Oh, yes,
it should
that's
change the
right.
title.
What's that
Oh.
guy's name?
I don't know, Captain whatever his
It
name
should be
is.
Captain Phillips and Captain whatever that guy's name is.
Or Captain Phillips and then regular guy Phillips.
Oh, okay.
Since we're not really changing POV into the captain.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Sometimes
So
Captain
Captain
Phillips.
Phillips, isn't the captain for the whole movie.
for the whole movie, so don't get your hopes up.
Because
Captain
it
Phillips
is-
and former Captain Phillips.
as an audience member, help me manage my expectations.
Exactly.
For what I'm about to, like Force Awakens, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
I never saw the Force sleeping, never mind
in the
waking
first place.
up.
When
Yeah,
was
exactly.
the Force asleep?
You know, it's a very descriptive term, but I never saw it actually happen.
Yeah, like I like Avengers Infinity War because it's like the Avengers are in it
Yeah.
and they're going to fight the Infinity War. Although I
Yeah.
would have appreciated if it said Avengers fight the Infinity War, but
no,
I figured
think-
it out.
Oh, see, I think you misunderstood it. I think the Avengers Infinity War is the Avengers are fighting a war that will last for
Last forever.
infinity.
So you expected to go and watch this movie till the end of your life.
Well, I think
and it
this
would still
movie-
be going on.
I feel
And
like
if the movie
every
ends,
movie
you've
that comes
been
out
ripped up.
subsequently is just going to be another installment of this war.
So you had made your peace with your family, your friends going into this movie. You expected
You're
to
gonna
be
die
there
in that
until the
theater.
end.
I was like, I need to see where this is going.
Yes.
I got my affairs in order.
I wondered where
wrote-
you had been for the past
I
month or
wrote
so.
and executed a will.
I wouldn't mind seeing a prequel, by the way, where the Force is asleep. I wouldn't mind to see that. Where
Let's just watch that one.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
yeah, but like where someone is putting the Force to bed,
Yeah,
and
put the
Yeah,
Force
like
to bed.
hey
reading
Forrest, go the fuck to sleep.
reading a story.
and then everybody's got to be quiet.
Yeah.
Shh, the Force is sleeping. man.
Force is sleeping, please.
You're gonna wake the
Quiet.
Force. Don't wake the
up
Force.
Don't wake up
Please
the
don't
Force.
wake up the
I
Force.
spent a half hour trying to put the Force down.
The Force is so cranky.
Yeah, man.
So, hot dog, what happened?
What?
To the captain?
Oh yeah.
What captain?
He was staring
You were-
ahead, and you were on the
Oh
sandwich.
no, I'm just saying it's a general problem with water skiing that the captain can't see, and so a lot of times you're trying to flag down the captain and say, "Wait, there's a problem. I got a problem
problem.
back here," and he can't see you.
Right.
And it's just maybe he'll turn around and look, and a good water skiing captain will turn around and look every once in a while, but he has to also keep his eyes out ahead of him.
What? Why can't this be a two-person job?
Well, sometimes it is, and sometimes you have a spotter. That's true, but
I'm
now
surprised.
Spotter for the driving or spotter for the
a water skiing
skier?
spot. If you know, it's a serious operation, and if you're in championship competition or something like that, of course you're gonna have a spotter. But if you're just out there pleasure cruising or something like that, you maybe can't afford the $20 to give the spotter. Because
I think the spotter should be for the driving. So the captain is driving the boat, but turning his head around to look at the water skier, and the spotter's looking out ahead and says, "Hey, you're about to hit something."
Because it's much more likely. It's much more likely that the spotter won't have very much to see in the open ocean in front
Exactly.
of you. But you, as the captain, are
Give the
directly affecting the person behind you.
Give the spotter way more to do.
Well-
Like, hey, you're going to hit this thing.
Yes.
Otherwise, you're paying a guy to basically like hang on and on the 10% chance he's going to see something wrong with the water ski.
Here's what I'm shocked by.
Okay.
I'm shocked that we don't yet have water skis that don't need a boat to pull them.
What are you talking about?
Like jet water skis.
Self-propelled water
yes.
skis?
Like jet skis, I guess
Like,
is what you're. Is that what you're pitching?
Basically, why haven't we been able to boil a jet ski down into just
Two sticks.
two sticks that you
Man,
put on your feet?
You might just have won yourself a Nobel Prize in water skiing.
I mean, like
that idea.
The very first
at this
one.
I mean, that
point-
changes the game.
At this point in history, we should have that. We have electric skateboards.
Yes, of
That
course.
drive themselves. We have electric
self-driving-
bikes, self-driving cars. You're telling me we can't put a fucking motor into a couple of
the
6
skis.
foot subs?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I can tell you that on a rudimentary level, things like this have been tried. People,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, people have tried to sort of, jerry rig some motors.
Is
onto
there
water
something
skis
like
and
that?
whatnot.
You know, the every time you go to the Aerospace Museum, there's that
Every time you
there's-
go? What
there's
does that mean? What do you mean?
There's that 5-minute
wait a
clip
minute.
montage
How
of all the people trying their
How
airplanes.
often are you going to the Aerospace
Every
Museum?
weekend, you know. I mean, it's
You head out
fun.
there every weekend, out there to D.C.
You know, they have that clip montage of the guy
Sure.
flapping mechanical wings.
All the
or-
times people tried to fly and they were
Yeah.
like, they had a bad
Is there
idea.
something like that with water skis?
Well, there's only one video clip, and you got to know a guy if you want to see it, and it's because it's
Is that
it's-
guy Bill YouTube?
It's pretty. Bill, well, no, Bill wouldn't touch it. His brother has it though.
what happened on the
Randy YouTube?
Randy YouTube has got this one, and it's on the Randy web.
YouTube Fred?
And this is well.
By the way, the Randy web, I've
Yeah.
looked it up.
Yeah.
It is not what you think.
Oh, really?
It is pretty Randy stuff.
Well, this is one clip that you can see, and I've seen it, and I wish I could unsee it, but it is the.
What happened?
Well, it's a clip of a guy who did try to put a couple of motors onto water skis for this very reason.
Backfired?
And the reason in his case was that he had got into a real fight with his captain, and he was
Well,
just
what
like,
about? Is that included on the tape?
Oh well, the captain slept with all 3 of this guy's wives.
Oh,
like,
what? This
you know
guy
what
who
I
was a polygamist?
No. It was one at a time.
so it's like
I
over
see.
time.
He's on his 3rd marriage, and he finds out this guy slept with this one too. So they had a throwdown.
Wow.
And he said, and by that point, this guy was an asshole. I'm gonna tell you. Right? So a lot of people didn't want to be his captain. He said, I don't need a captain at all.
Right.
And so he tried to put motor, and he went directly into the water.
Whoa.
These things propelled him deep into
Oh,
the water.
oh.
Wow. So
boy.
were they sinking, or they were just literally like?
I think he must have just directioned them wrong or something like that.
Oh,
but
I
it
see.
was-
Instead of like,
So they carried him
it did-
directly to the ocean
horizontally,
floor.
it
Yeah.
was perpendicular.
Of course, he imagined he was going to be going over the water, right?
Right, of
you
course.
You could
When
picture what he
one-
had in mind.
When one imagines water skiing,
Yeah.
that's the first thought.
Yeah. But I guess I don't know. He just angled him wrong, and they sent him straight into the water. Yeah.
Right all the way down.
Down to the ocean's floor.
Right
And
down
that was
into
it.
Davy Jones'
So
locker.
Davy Jones' locker.
And this was
exactly,
he was doing this right over the Marianas Trench. Do you know what the Marianas
Sure,
Trench
of
is?
course.
So this was, as far as we know, he's still
He is
headed
lost.
down there. He's still traveling down there.
Oh,
Right.
wow. Yeah,
Wow.
because it's so deep.
As you know, I work at the car rental counter over there at the Burbank Airport. That's
That
my
is
job.
right.
yeah.
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 What did we've talked about it before? What exactly happens?
What happens?
Yeah, it seemed like there was some sort of detail about the way you interacted with customers, or
Oh, I don't know. Except I can never sell anybody the supplemental insurance.
Oh, right.
That's my main problem. But I was working at the budget, and funny thing happened. I went to work one day, and I was halfway through my workday before I realized that I was at Hertz, and it was just I had made
and
a
no
mistake.
one had cared.
Nobody cared, and so now I'm at Hertz. But anyway, since I'm at Hertz now, I'm in their system. I'm in their database, and you're not gonna fucking believe this.
You're jacked in, huh?
Screaming Scott
From Shanana.
from Shanana rented a car through Hertz. He never went to budget. But he is a longtime Hertz guy. He's got the rewards card and everything. He has a Hertz credit card. He's always getting points.
Right.
Anyway, so because of
Hertz
that,
points.
he's getting Hertz points all the time. Now because of that, I have his email address.
Wow.
I got Screaming Scott's email address, and I'm like, I'm not going to use it until I have just the right reason to use it. You know, I don't want to.
Okay, yeah, like
smart. Very smart.
Very smart, because I can
Yes,
imagine
yes.
the minute you got it, you could have been like, "Hey, Screaming Scott!"
Exactly,
it's me."
and I wanted to. You know, I wanted
Oh,
to.
of course.
And I have literally like 10,000 emails to Screaming Scott in my draft folder. But anyway, finally, when I got
Literally
It's
10,000.
literally yes, and I have been alerted to, but that it's too much, and I need to clean it out. But
By whom? By Google?
I got a
Or-
call from Tom Apple myself. Tom Apple called me,
I believe you.
and I had to give him my password and everything. But anyway,
Smart.
Family
That's
pet
good.
name?
Yeah.
Did he ask you to put yourself on tape?
yeah, Tom Apple. He did.
And send him a urine sample?
I had to send him everything, my DNA, and everything.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that problem's resolved. But
You could have just spit into a cup. I don't know why.
what's that?
For the DNA. Anyway, go on.
I had to give him a quart of blood. When I got into the Water Skiing Hall of Fame, I saw an opportunity, and I realized if I could get myself into that Hall of Fame, I can get Shanana into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame,
Oh,
Smart.
okay.
which I
They
know
have-
is something they want.
They have not.
They have
been
not.
even nominated, or
To the best of my knowledge, they have not.
By the
been
way, I
nominated.
think the whole Hall of Fame system is such an asshole move to like, oh, we're going to nominate 10 bands this year, but only 6 are going to get in.
I'll tell you one thing about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. No other award show has anywhere near that amount of complaining about people who didn't get in.
I know.
It is constant.
For an organization that is ostensibly pointless,
Yes, and will allow almost anyone to
regardless
get in.
of their connection to quote unquote rock and roll.
Exactly.
And yet, Sha Na is not in it. I mean, does that make any sense? I mean, this is the number one interpreters of classic rock and roll in the United States.
I guess that you could say that they should belong in a Rock and Roll Interpreters Hall of Fame because they're not actually pioneers of rock and roll.
Sha Na has a song called the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We should probably listen to it, don't you think?
Sure, let's play it.
By the way,
right
I want to
now.
do
Yes.
a new podcast called
Did you bring it?
Are you Sha Na-ing to me? R-E me?
Please don't.
That's my idea for a new podcast, and I might do a pilot. But anyways, I used Screamin' Scott's email address, and I emailed Screamin' Scott, and I pitched him. I said, you know what? Let me be the guy that gets you guys into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and that is now my job. And he said, you can do that. Go for it.
Whoa.
And
He said, "Go for it."
Wait.
Was there anything else in this email?
Yeah, he replied to you.
He replied to me,
Did you tell him you were hot dog?
no. I didn't
What
tell
did
him
you? What did you just use? HD?
I signed off under a totally different name.
Which name was his?
I signed off under the name Kilbasa.
Well,
Now, yeah.
Smart.
Right?
Smart.
So, and he said, yeah, do it. And I said, if I do it, can I be in the group? And he hasn't yet
He has not
replied,
written,
he
but
hasn't
yeah.
replied to that
But
email yet.
this sounds like it was
Yeah.
just recently. How long ago was this?
That was like 18 months ago.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
But-
I'm
so,
sure it's imminent.
Yeah.
This guy, I mean, these guys are so fucking, if you look at their tour schedule,
just
it's
replying to the other
overwhelming.
members of Sha Na Na must take up half the day.
No kidding about that. No kidding about that.
How many people are in Sha Na Na?
5 or 6. But anyways,
and is it all original members at this point?
No.
No.
They've got some new guys in there. They lost some guys.
Is Bowser still in there?
Bowser hasn't been in the group for a long time.
John
Really?
Bowser Bauman,
John Bowser Bauman,
host of the Hollywood Squares.
Was
Back in the when it was the Hollywood Squares match game hour.
Oh, he hosted it.
He hosted one of those. Yeah,
Oh,
he
wow.
either hosted the match game or he hosted the Hollywood Square. I think he was.
As
he was
Bowser?
as Bowser. I think as John Bowser Bauman. He was the center square in Hollywood Squares, and then he was the host of match game. I believe.
Yeah, well, he's very politically involved, and as somebody pointed out, he has never once backed a candidate that won, not even one time. But
not even one time.
apparently not.
Wow.
Big into Dukakis. And
He's
John Kerry.
Mondale.
he was all in for Mondale, but
all in. And when I say that, I mean my fist in my mouth.
oh yeah, he can put his whole fist in his mouth. So now that's my job. I am crusading to get the Sha Na Na into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
How are you going to do this?
Okay, it involves your listeners writing in letters.
These listeners or the
from
listeners
this
of
show?
Sha Na
The
Na?
listeners, no. Well, the listeners of Sha Na Na are presumably already on the case.
Yeah.
And but it involves all of your listeners. You need to write a letter to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I wonder
if we, because
could-
so many people listen to this show
Yep.
that I think if we all for fun tried to get Sha Na Na into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I wonder what that would take.
gotta
I
do
feel
it.
like
We gotta
we
do
need
it.
a little more. We need to make it one step easier for people. I feel like is
Okay,
there like a.
well, there's got to be an online voting.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like we need to be giving people a thing that they can just do.
There is
Okay,
online
all right,
voting,
all right.
and I know that's part of it every year now.
So I
The
guess
Rock
we're-
and Roll Hall of
I guess
Fame
we're-
has online voting.
Yeah.
We could also petition the White House.
Well, but I know that they can do it. I think it would be fun for in the name of hot
I
dog
wonder. Yeah.
To get Sha Na Na.
to get Sha Na Na into the Rock and Roll Hall of
They'll
Fame.
put Bon Jovi in there.
I mean, this is
put
what I'm
anybody in
saying.
there.
You know
I
what I mean?
mean,
When Bon
come on.
Jovi came out, it was like, oh, this is like,
Yeah.
this is like cut rate Boston.
Bon Jovi had a whole long speech about how ridiculously long it took to get him into the Rock and Roll Hall
come
of Fame.
now.
He is bitter. John Bon Jovi has been vocally bitter
yeah.
that they have not gotten in yet because,
Yeah.
and it's all because he thinks he says rather that Jan Wenner doesn't like him. That the whole thing is personal beef between Jan Wenner, Rolling Stone founder, and Bon Jovi.
Well, that's
I
good
guess.
information because Sha Na Na needs to butter up Jan Wenner. it
Oh
sounds
yeah.
like.
So the other way we could combat this is just everybody tweet Jan Wenner.
Yeah.
What about Sha Na Na, Jan?
You think there
What about Jan Na Na? Nailed it.
Hey, there's like a if Jan Wenner wanted to join Sha Na Na
Would
and
you be
call
upset,
it and
Hot
call
Dog?
it Jan Na Na.
Would you be upset if Sha Na Na let Jan Wenner in just to get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and change their name to Jan Na Na?
I mean, I wouldn't love that. I wouldn't love it, but I would like it because if they get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, no matter how, I think I'm in the band.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Wait,
saying?
do you want Sha Na Na to be happy or do you want to be in the band? Which of those two?
I have
Well,
a
what
second.
difference does it make?
The
You know what
other
I'm saying?
thing
What
we
difference
could
does it
try and do is see if we can get Na Sha Sha in the Rock and Roll Hall of
That's
Fame.
going to be impossible.
That's going to be hard. Not Sha Sha. We have not recorded an album yet.
The
I gotta
tribute
say.
band.
We would have
Hall
to
of
wait
Fame.
25 years.
A tribute band, a Sha Na Na tribute band.
The tribute band
getting
Hall
into
of
the Rock
Fame.
and Roll Hall of Fame before. Oh, I see. The tribute band Hall of Fame.
The tribute-
There should be a tribute band Hall
There
of Fame.
There should be the
Yeah.
Electric Punks.
You might have
Sure.
just
Seven
won
Chinese
the Nobel
Brothers.
Prize in Hall
Yeah.
of Fames.
Can I ask, is every other band or artist that played at Woodstock alongside Sha Na Na, are they in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Oh, that's a great.
I doubt it.
That's a great argument.
You know what I
I'm
mean?
sure
Like-
there are bands that played that are not in the Rock and
10
Roll.
years after, are they in the Rock and Roll
The
Hall of Fame?
Turtles?
Is Richie Havens in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
I bet.
I could
bet
see
they all
Richie
are.
Havens being in. I don't know
Yeah.
about the
They
Turtles,
might have
though.
put him in. The Turtles, did the Turtles play Woodstock?
Yeah, I think
Jefferson
so.
Airplane?
I gotta say,
John Eddie. John Eddie's not in the Rock
Sha
and
Na
Roll Hall
Na
of
is not even part of the conversation anymore. Like, if you look at the list of people, like, you know, they're all the way up to Depeche Mode now and people like that. Like, I
Well, it's
feel like
20
Sha Na Na.
what is the
it's
limit?
the 50th. Well, there's
25 years
25
now?
years from your first record, but there's no limit of like, hey,
Yeah.
if it's 50 years, you're out. Like, if you haven't done it in 50 years,
Oh, yeah.
you're
Well,
gone.
Nina
That's right.
Simone just got in.
Right, but
you
next
know?
next year
They
the
put
50
Nina Simone in and they haven't put in Sha Na Na?
Yeah.
That's an outrage.
Yes, exactly. But next year's the year because of 2019. I think it should
It's
be
the
the mission.
50th anniversary.
The 50th anniversary. It's the mission of
Here's what-
everyone who listens to this
Yeah.
show.
Here's what I'll say.
All right.
Because we just had the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame a month ago, right?
Yes.
Next
Yeah,
year is
yeah,
the
yeah.
50th anniversary of Sha Na Na. They inducted.
You're saying everything that I've just said.
They inducted like six. They inducted 6 people a month ago. Next year they should only induct Sha Na Na.
and just make it a Sha Na Na blowout.
Oh,
That would be.
it.
Would that be amazing?
and the
the
end
whole
jam session is
is just Sha Na Na.
just Sha Na Na doing their
No instruments on stage.
No, just a cappella Sha Na Na.
that would be amazing.
Doo-wop.
I mean, let's make that happen, audience of Comedy Bang Bang.
There is no group that deserves to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame more than Sha Na Na because Sha Na Na is a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
They popularized the music to a degree that there even would have cause for a Hall of Fame.
yes.
Well, I guess 10 years after no one was singing doo-wop anymore, they did come around
The
and
band,
sing doo-wop.
10 years after?
I'm looking on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame website for a place to vote in, and I can't find it.
I think maybe what happens is there's a certain point when it's unveiled. But what I would say is,
yeah.
sharp-eared listeners out there, they will know how to do this.
Yeah.
So I will tweet out a link or something
Okay,
of
all right,
instructions
all right.
of how to do this. We don't know
We're
how
going
to
to do
it
this.
now.
We're going to do it. And to do
We
it
gotta
for 2019, the 50th anniversary of the
This would
band,
be amazing, and it'll be our 10th anniversary as well for Comedy Bang Bang. I mean, what better present to me?
Yeah,
Than
man.
Here's what I'm willing to say. I'm willing
Wait,
to say.
you're only willing to say?
I'm willing to say this.
Okay.
I'm going to say this as a
I would
product.
say
you should
everything
say it.
that you
If-
say you are willing to say.
If we get, I am willing to say what I'm about to say.
Okay.
If we get Sha Na Na in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame,
Yeah.
they will be on this show.
They will be on this show,
And you,
won't
hot
be.
dog,
no,
will get to
I'm
meet
not-
them. No,
You get
what?
to, what I'm saying is, I thought meet them, sure, but we will force them to give you another audition.
Yes.
I'm not saying that.
Yes.
That's all I want. That's all I want is one more shot.
I'm not saying if we
Here's
get
the
them
thing.
into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame that you are in the group. I'm saying that they will.
Well,
They
but
will,
that's-
yes. The transaction is if our listeners get them into the Hall of Fame, then they have to give you a shot.
a fair shot too,
A
because I would
fair
imagine
shot.
you've auditioned.
Well, although, I mean, guys, what Screamin' Scott has agreed to by not responding to my email is that I will be in the band if I
He
get
has
them
not
into the
agreed.
Rock and
I
Roll Hall
think
of
you
Fame.
should walk that back a little bit.
yeah. What I'm saying
You're
is,
going to be disappointed.
every time that you've auditioned previously, they've remembered you from the previous times.
Oh, I think it took 10 or 12 times for them to start to remember me, but
Sure,
since
but
then they have. Yeah.
But what I'm saying is,
They're aware of me.
Clean slate. We got to clean slate it. They
Yep.
have to forget everything they've ever known about what a nuisance you are,
Well.
and they have to give you a fair shot. We never talked about this. When you die,
yeah.
you want to be turned into hot dogs and force-fed to humans?
Well, no, I mean, look. Yeah.
We've talked about this on previous shows,
I know.
not during the break.
Force fed or just
fed,
like
or
used as nourishment.
Well, things have changed. Like I am going to be turned into hot dogs when I die. That's
Approximately
that's in my
29, I
will.
remember you were saying.
I think it yields
Roughly
about
27, 29 hot dogs.
And
is
does
what
that
you-
fluctuate with your weight?
that. Yeah. And I have to go update
That's
my
the
will.
only way it fluctuates, I would imagine.
And every time if I lose like about 5 pounds, I'll go to my lawyer and I'll update my will because
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Are you going to do just a plain casing and then just your body,
your meat?
just your body meat in there? Or are you going to like put some? Are you going to bring it to Brian and Ronaldo and have them maybe bring it to Brian and have him put some like apple or some cheese or some smoked something in there, like really spice it up into a nice sandwich kind of hot dog?
I really just want myself to be the only ingredient. Was my sort of plan. You
And
know.
by the way, August Lint was going to do this for you, right?
Oh yes, that's right. August
Oh,
Lim was going to
yes.
take care of for me out there in Germany because he's a sort of a food science man, and
I think primarily he's a guy who likes to chop people up.
Yeah, food science, like you said, food science,
Oh, okay.
like molecular gastronomy,
Right.
like
Yeah.
turning hot dog into hot dog meat. And
yeah, well, he's
At
a
the
salt
molecular level.
He's a salt inspector, and so
Right, yeah.
that impresses me.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm going to get turned into a number of hot dogs, and then at first I was going to be fed to my ex-wife. That was my plan.
Force-fed
Well,
or fed.
she offered, and then
Or
if she didn't-
tricked.
tricked. Yeah, I did.
Okay, offered first, then tricked.
Yeah, that's right. That's
I
right.
think
Okay.
I don't think the
More or
offer. I
less.
think the offer is a trick. I don't think,
Right.
You're skipping right
That's
to
what-
the trick.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. But if for
I can't
some
imagine
reason,
you would first say, "Do you want a hot dog made out of your ex-husband's body meat?"
I think that's only polite.
And then if she says no, thank you, then you
trick.
Then you do an elaborate ruse
Yeah,
to get.
by the way,
I feel
Jason
like-
just mimed a circle as if he's walking out with the hot dog on a tray into another room and then coming right back into the room
Because
saying, "I have a different hot
from
dog."
the first
On
offer,
roller skates, man.
From the first offer, she's gonna be really her
She's gonna have her
radars,
antenna up, yeah.
for hot dogs of any kind.
well, but then you may recall there was a period of time where my plan was to have those hot dogs served to the members of Sha Na Na because I was real mad at those guys at that time.
Right.
But I've taken that right out of my will. That is no longer in my
Oh,
will.
good.
But I just updated it because you might have heard, Mitt Romney. You remember Mitt Romney?
Mitt Romney from the presidential race.
I
if you-
think
Yeah.
I think Bowser might have backed him.
Bowser might have backed Mitt Romney, but Mitt Romney recently was asked, "Who's your favorite water skier?" And he said, "Hot dog," and I was thrilled with that. And then
I don't know that was the.
What was- I think that's what I read.
No, the question that was asked of him.
what was the question?
I believe someone was asking him what his favorite meat was,
Oh,
and he said
hot dog was
my
his favorite meat?
He said my favorite meat is hot dog.
Oh, I thought that he had said the hot dog was his favorite water skier.
No,
well,
no,
it doesn't matter. It works either way. Because when I heard that, I thought, well, I should be served to him. You know what I mean? If somebody,
Sure.
because I don't hear that very often. Somebody says their favorite
Such a
water
compliment.
skier. It's a big compliment.
Also,
from
it was
a
very
prominent
weird that
person
Mitt
like
Romney
that.
said hot dog singularly. He said my favorite meat is hot dog.
Well, now I
Wait,
obviously
that's a
heard it
quote?
wrong.
That's just a quote, Jason.
My
Oh,
favorite meat is
God.
hot dog.
And then he also said my second favorite meat is hamburger, but I like hot dog the best.
No, what?
Yeah.
So I can see why you were confused because a human
is confusing.
being does not talk like that about the food.
And yet, I would so much rather prefer him to be my president.
Than Hillary. I get it. But so I can see why you're
Does
confused.
this show exist in a universe where Hillary is president?
Oh, I can see why you're confused because when one mentions hot dog singular, it's
Yeah.
usually about you.
That's right. Yeah. So I was a little confused. Well, anyway, but I just updated my will to have.
You're now going to be served to Mitt
I will
Romney.
be served to Mitt Romney once.
Do you
when I
have
turn to hot
it
dogs.
in your will who will serve you to Mitt Romney? Is like their does your, for example, does the captain of your boat take your hot dogs and serve them to, like, is there a person
spotter
yeah,
or-
is there a person in charge
Give
of
the
this?
spotter more to do.
Or is
Yeah,
John Bowser Bauman?
Well, what I have said over at Brian and Ronaldo's down there in Redondo, they've got a girl who, she'll bring the food to your table. But I've always
It's a
said
waitress.
Yeah, they've got a girl who does that?
they've got a girl that will bring the food to the table.
Wow-wee, huh?
Yeah, but I don't know if she's really, because you pay for it at the register. I don't know if she's a waitress. Anyway.
Okay, so okay.
But my whole thing was, guys, you got to do a thing. I got to be able to order from my car, and she should come out on roller skates because I'm a big fan of roller skating waitresses.
Right.
And so, anyway, that's how I imagine Mitt Romney being served my hot dogs by a girl, or because it's gonna be a lot of hot dogs, maybe a couple of girls.
This particular girl
in-
from
in
Brian and
roller-
Ronaldo's? Or
Yeah, but she. Well, I mean,
who is this girl? You seem fascinated with her.
Well, yeah. Her name is Janine.
Oh, wow.
And she's really sweet. She's good. Yeah, she's a good kid. Anyway, I'd like to see her in a tiny, tiny, tiny little skirt on a pair of roller skates, serving me.
Serving you. You'd like to see her.
I'd like to see that.
Serving you.
So wait,
Serving
how are you
me.
going to see that though? Like from the great beyond?
How do we
or-
know we're not sentient when we're dead? And you know what I mean?
Also, are
Right.
your eyes part of the hot dogs? Do they get ground down into the body meat?
Yeah, are the eyeballs involved?
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't know that? You don't know that eyeballs are part of hot dogs?
I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
There's a lot of eyes.
Because
in hot
part of
dogs.
me wonders, like, would you want your eyes to be left outside?
There is no eye in hot dog.
Yeah. Would you want your eyes to be left outside so they can watch what's happening, you know?
Oh, I see what you're talking
So,
about.
like, yeah, just pluck the eyeballs out.
Yeah, yeah,
and just
yeah.
arrange them on a tray.
Yeah.
Well, but
And
here
have,
is an
have a
idea.
different girl on roller skates, like, skating around with your eyeballs looking at.
I like that idea a lot, but you're inspiring me to think of a different idea, which feels like I know it would work, which
Okay.
is if right now I donated a part of myself to become a hot dog.
Okay.
And
I
then
like this.
I got to watch Janine serve that to Mitt
Okay.
Romney and then lean over to him and say, hey, you know what you're eating?
And which part?
I have one question and one question only.
Okay.
And I believe it's Scott's
which part of
question
your
as well.
body
Are
are
you
you
going to make it
suggesting?
into one hot dog?
Hot dog.
Well, it would have to fit neatly in a bun,
Yeah.
you know?
Sure. Sure, yeah.
But other than that, I
Hot
have
dog.
no...
You're gonna slice off your penis and mail it to Janine? In the hopes that she gives it to Mitt Romney?
Yeah, this is a new plan, but I like it to just cut off
First of all, you have to get Mitt Romney into Brian and Ronaldo's.
or in his car out front.
Sure. Even though they don't have roller skating waitresses there.
Not yet. All I got to do is get Janine a pair of roller skates and a real tiny, tiny little skirt.
And you need
So wait,
to,
you're gonna send all of this in a box? A pair of roller skates, a tiny skirt, and your penis?
in a hot
in a
dog
bun.
bun. And then
Will
I
it
get
be-
all
Are you going to cook it? Or is this a job for August Lind?
August Lint, and we'll probably smoke it, you know.
So obviously, you want to be turned into hot dogs and consumed. Why not do it in a way that is at one of these celebrations where you are mixed in amongst the hot dogs in a hot dog eating contest?
Oh, well, that's not a bad idea, too. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to accomplish this. I mean, but because once I have served my penis to Mitt Romney, I think at that point, that itch will have been scratched in terms of, like, having somebody eat
By the
me.
way, you're never gonna be able to scratch that itch down there. Once that's gone.
It'll be gone.
I think
You're
I
gonna
think-
have phantom memory of that.
I
for
think
a
if
while.
you can get that done,
Yeah.
we can get Sean and I in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
No, look, if you can get that done, anything's possible.
We have a lot of big goals.
Legitimately.
Big goals are coming out of
Big
this.
goals for 2019. but
Yeah.
Number 6.
oh, there we go. Yes. Number 6, cheesing out the wave D-hole.
Cheesing out the wave de hole.
So towards the end there, we made a solemn vow that we were going to get Sean and I into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this year. A listener even started a petition. It might have been a government petition to the White House. I'm not sure, for Sean and I to be inducted
I
into
sort of
the
remember when this happened,
Rock
yeah.
and Roll Hall of Fame. I signed it, I think. I will say the other day, the inductees into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, class of 2019, were announced. And Radiohead was there, and The Cure was there. And guess who was not there was Sean Anna.
Bob Dylan.
Yeah, he was inducted so long ago. He's like
So he
one of-
wasn't there.
He wasn't there, but he's already in.
Yeah, so I'm answering the question you asked.
Granted, he was not inducted
I
as a
mean-
member of the Traveling Wilburys.
Okay, but I'm answering the question that you asked. So
When do they get so so desperate for rock and roll royalty that they're
Yeah.
like, Traveling Wilburys, you're in. Urine.
urine got in there.
Urine. The concept of urine. Could you, if you were in like Depeche Mode and you've wanted to get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for so long, and then they announce you, they're like, we only have 2 inductees this year. Depeche Mode and the concept of urine. By the way, we're shutting down after this ceremony.
So the concept of urine gets in first, and then Depeche
Depeche Mode, and
the
then
very last people.
Closed for business. Well, I was sorry to hear about Shauna not getting in. That was a fun episode, inspired, I believe, simply by Mitt Romney saying that his favorite meat was hot dog, or like approximately 2 weeks earlier.
That's right.
I was like, Andy, let's get into the studio.
Your country needs you.
All All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we are going to be listening to number 5. We are getting so high in this countdown.
I can't even believe it.
Can you believe it? We'll be right back with more Comedy Bang Bang after this. This holiday season, Earwolf wants to spread some cheer. That's right, Cheerwolf, if you will. We've got special episodes all over the network just for you. Who do we got? We got Andrew T. and Tawny Newsome talk to Kulop Vilaysack about holiday racism. That's fun on Yo, Is This Racist? On Unspooled, take a deep dive into AFI's favorite Christmas movie, It's a Wonderful Life. Off Book has not 1, not 2, but 3 holiday-themed musicals for you to indulge in. Surprise! All the special holiday episodes with special guests are out from behind the paywall as a gift to you. You can also check out a very special Improv for Humans episode, Best of the Bible. On my other show, Are You Talking REM Re-Me? The Scotts, me and Adam Scott talk about every REM holiday single released, and of course nothing else. Sean and Hayes hit the slopes with Adam Pally on a very festive episode of Hollywood Handbook. On Beautiful Anonymous, Chris Gethard is taking calls for New Year's resolutions from you. Tune in on Earwolf's Facebook page. Marissa and Lister get a special listener call-in with a heartfelt proposal on Womp It Up, followed by the Christmas Womptacular released from behind the paywall. And if that's not enough, check out even more special holiday eps from How Did This Get Made, Getting Curious, Who Charted, and Freedom. Happy holidays, happy listening, and a Merry Cheerwolf to all. Comedy Bang Bang!
Comedy
Back here
Bang here.
with Paul F. Tompkins, Scott
Hello.
Aukerman here. We are counting down your top 14 episodes of the year, and we're so high in this countdown right now. You are hearing the crown jewels, as far as I'm concerned, of Comedy Bang Bang in these episodes.
The crown jewels. You're hearing the family jewels of Comedy Bang Bang.
You're hearing Run the Jewels right now. You're not listening to us.
You're hearing Jewel.
Famously found in a van.
She was found in a van.
Found dead in a van.
Then she came back to life?
She died as she lived, in a van.
Down by the river. Do you think she was ripping off Chris Farley? Jewel was ripping off Chris Farley. Now it can be told.
I've always said she is the new Chris Farley. Jewel.
You know, I never made that connection before. You've been saying that for a long time.
Oh, Chris Farley, by the way, the anniversary of his passing. 20? Was it 20? Yeah, I believe the 20th year just happened.
Congratulations.
Nope. Boy, I don't know why I brought that up. Much like in the Conan O'Brien episode, he didn't know why I kept bringing up people who had passed away. Well, I don't know. It's a verbal tick with me.
Yeah, he could have let it go, though.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
That's true. That's true.
It's true. And look, the older you get, the more you talk about death.
So what is it about? And I know it's just a cliche, but and your parents are no longer with us, of course.
No.
So
Woo.
you
Touch wood.
You think they might come back to life?
I don't know.
If people came back to life, and I'm not talking about zombies where they're mindless.
No.
Just people start crawling out of the grave.
Yes.
Would you be?
Oh, wait, they do, but they do crawl out of the grave.
They crawl themselves out of the grave, but they're sentient. And they're like, "Hey, I'm back." Would it be nice to see people?
No, it wouldn't.
It wouldn't, right?
It wouldn't, especially if you've moved on.
We've achieved finality. I mean, yeah, maybe if the wound is still fresh, you'd be like, "Whoa!"
If you're
dang!
in,
I thought I lost you.
if you're up to dabbed before you get to dabda,
yeah.
then
So if
anytime
you're
in that
and
period,
we've talked about denial,
anger, bargaining,
death, yourself. No, what's the second D? Digression.
Destiny's Child,
Never gonna get it. Never gonna get it. Oh, that's
bargaining,
denial,
depression.
Really? Depression?
I think so.
Is it depression? Let me look up dabda. We will see. Engineer Sam is
Who can get to dabda first?
dabda.
The race is on.
Oh, I looked up danda instead.
Oh, what's that stand for? Denial.
Okay, well,
anger,
danda in
nougat.
Indic scripts, the danda is a punctuation character, which is a sort of glyph.
It's a real punctuation character.
All right, dabda, here we go. We got denial, anger, bargaining, depression. You're right. So just depression.
Yeah.
That's a terrible part of it.
It makes sense, though, that would come right before acceptance.
I guess because
you're
at first
being
you're like,
sad about it.
no, not happening. Then fuck, why did this happen? And then look, if this doesn't happen, I'll make you a deal.
Look, God, I'll eat all my vegetables if you'll bring
you
my
don't make-
mom back.
And then, fuck, what was I trying to bargain with God for?
And then at the end, you're like, oh, okay.
That's so the
Hey, your husband died.
the transition from depression into acceptance. It seems like depression is the low. I guess this is like classic movie structure, though. You know, like right before the third act, where everything is resolved, is when everything is the lowest.
It is Clamostru.
But how? Hopefully,
Classic movie structure.
hopefully, of course, yes. I knew what you were talking about. Hopefully, if you're out there experiencing DABDA right now, you're getting to that.
Hey, are you in the middle of DABDA right now? If you are, hope you can hang in there and get all the way to
Why were we talking about any of this? We're talking about parents. Why,
They just don't understand.
that's what I wanted to say.
Yes.
No, but why is it that anytime you catch up with them, all they can talk about is who's sick, who died?
It's fun.
Oh, that's why.
Look, they're retired.
It's like a gossip columnist.
Yeah. Oh, you'll never
For
guess
who's
who
dead.
died. That's how I want to deliver that news from now on.
You will never guess who's died.
Yeah. Oh my God. Did you hear who died?
Did you hear who died?
Nelson
who
Mandela.
died?
He didn't die in prison.
Nope. He was released. The Specials sang about it. And
The Specials sang about DABDA?
Dabda. No, they sang about freeing Nelson Mandela.
Free Nelson Mandela.
Would it have killed them to make a song about Dabda?
What did it? Hey, is it distracting if I lean? Way back
Yeah,
on
I
the
think so.
chair?
You got to get up near
But
that mic.
I can project.
These are not directional mics.
Hey, would it have killed the Specials to sing a song about DABDA?
Come on back. Come on back.
Come on back.
Here we go. All
Here
right.
I am.
Paul, we got to get to it. This is your number 5.
Number 5.
All right, number 5.
This ought to be good.
4 weeks later, episode 554.
A double Fortnite?
If you can believe it. A double Fortnite. Are you playing Fortnite, by the way?
I've never played it.
Is it? I don't know anything about it. All I know is everyone plays it and someone does a dance in it.
Everyone plays it. There are dances. These are little emotions.
Is it a game?
It's a game. But then if you do something, you can. A lot of games have this where you can. I forget what that. God damn! It just came up the other day. There's a thing that you do that you can do after like a little victory move or
Celebratory
something.
move or
Yes.
something.
And one of them is the Carlton.
The Carlton from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
That's right. But as
Speaking of parents not understanding.
as Dave Holmes pointed out on Twitter and caught a lot of heat for it, but he's not wrong. It was started that move absolutely was created by Belinda Carlisle.
Oh, the Mad About You, of course.
Yeah.
And she
Exactly.
tried. Yeah, exactly. She
Yeah.
did it when I went to see her, Jimmy Pardo and I went to see her
Why
recently.
wouldn't she do it?
Of course she's going to do it. She's
created-
Belinda Carlisle.
Belinda goddamn Carlisle.
Of course she's going to do the Carlton.
Then it was stolen by Bruce Springsteen, Dancing in the Dark.
Well, I must say
A
that
modified Belinda.
that was first. Dancing in the Dark was first and then
No.
Belinda. Yeah.
Really?
That's just how everyone danced back then, though. I danced like that when I was in junior high.
Did you really?
Yeah. That's like the only, because it feels stupid to like dance funky, when it's the 80s and you're in junior
Are you
high.
saying funky?
Funky? Funky!
Get in my belly.
Get in my belly, funky. All right, this is episode 554. This is an episode called Educainment Squad. And I have to say, this is one of my favorite episodes that I did this year.
I thought you were going to say, I have to say, I don't like this one.
Not my cup of tea.
Number 5, weird.
No, this was, I had a ball doing this one. This is with Thomas Middleditch and Horatio Sands.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you what happened on this episode. Of course, if you're listening to this, I've talked about this many years previous. We don't know what's going to happen on this show. A lot of times.
True.
It runs the gamut from people coming in and bringing something that they want to talk about, but I have no idea where we're going to go, to people themselves not even knowing what they're going to do. And Thomas and Horatio are two people who usually don't know what they're going to do and put no thought into it. But
Great
this
to finally get them together.
this one was really fun because Thomas, and you'll hear it in the clip, I start talking to him as Lyle Cummings. He just had a name, Lyle Cummings. And he is a Southern sherbet salesman. And he tells us about that before we kind of like run out of things to talk about in terms of sherbet, or it gets too crazy. I can't recall. So he's like, well, that wasn't I haven't always been that. I've had other jobs. And so we talk about his first job, which was he was hired to choke out middle schoolers. He just threw that out there. And I said, well, what do you mean by that? Why are they hiring you to do this? And he explained that it was so popular with teenagers to try to asphyxiate each other that they realized they needed to hire an adult to do it safely at the schools. Okay. So that's the backstory you need to know. But he starts to, I start saying, like, why did they hire you? And he says, well, you have to call our superintendent to find out. And he just threw that out there. And luckily, we had the working telephone apparatus in the studio, which does not always work sometimes. I've tried.
Oh, is that so?
I've tried to get it hooked up several times before and after, and it's a crapshoot as to whether it's going to work. So a lot of times when someone's doing a phone call, they'll try to do it like this, and they'll cover the mic, and they'll be like, hey, how you doing? I'm Rochester from Rochester, New York.
I'll admit I've done that.
And
I'm not too proud to admit I've done that.
You're very proud, though.
I'm very prideful. And it goes before a fall.
It truly does. I'm hoping to see that fall today
I hope,
this episode.
I hope the 7 guy kills me pride style.
So normally people just cover the mic or whatever, but we had the working phone hooked up to the board. And Horatio, I think you'll hear it in this clip, Thomas Aslisle Cummings says, well, you got to call the superintendent. And we're like, yeah. And I'm like gesturing over to get the phone. Mm-hmm. And I can't remember if it was you, Sam, if you were there. You were there.
Sam is nodding his assent.
Sam was there. And Sam, you either hooked it up or however it was already hooked up. I'm not really sure. Don't get on mic. And, but thankfully we handed it over to Horatio, and Horatio just ran with it and created this character of Peppers McGilly. So let's listen to this truly insane episode called Educainment Squad. This is your number 5.
Number 5.
What is the purpose of having you there if you don't have medical equipment, if you're not undergoing any kind of safety equipment?
You're going to have to call the superintendent.
Should I?
Are you still
I got
doing
his
it?
number.
You're still
You
doing
have his
it?
number?
Yeah. No. I only did it for a couple years. I'm telling you, that stuff sticks with you.
Okay, let's call him. Here we go.
All
What's
right.
his name?
Penis. I'm just joking.
What is it? You're joking. Okay, good.
No,
I was gonna
his
say.
name was something weird like that. Peppers McGilly.
Peppers McGilly. All right, let's call him. Can we get Peppers on the line? Here we go. You have his number. Great. Okay, you're putting it in. Peppers McGilly.
He's superintendent, and I don't know if he still is, but 88, 89, he certainly was, and this was his pilot
We'll just
program
call the
to strangle
school.
these kids.
We're calling the school right now, and
Hello?
hi.
Hey,
Hello?
this Peppers McGilly, do you remember my voice? It's Lyle Cummings.
Hi, Lyle. How are you?
Hey, buddy, I was, I strangled the
man,
teens,
this
88.
is a great... it's nice to hear your voice again.
Pleasure to hear your voice, too.
Oh, heck, we were just talking the other day. I was over there at Burnham's, and they were saying, where did that guy go? And I was like, well, I don't know, he's probably choking kids out in some other town over there.
No, I got out of that game years ago. I'm selling sherbet now.
Oh, good for you. Good
Yeah.
for you. Out of a truck or something?
Out of a truck. Anyhow, I got this
Peppers.
radio host
Hi,
here.
Scott Aukerman here from Comedy Bang Bang.
Oh, look at there. Hey, how are you, Scott?
I'm good. You ever seen my television show?
Oh yeah, I seen it. I look past it, and some of it makes me real happy.
Okay, well, great. I'm sorry about the other parts.
Oh, you know, I got children and a wife. I can't just sit in front of a television set all day like some people.
Okay, well,
That's
Peppers,
true.
can I ask you some questions about this choking kids out? And
Oh yeah, it became a real big problem in the '90s. I don't know if
It got worse. I
it
left.
got worse
I left
after '89 when you left.
Yeah, it was getting too bad. I said to Pepper, you remember I went to your office. I
Yeah.
can't handle this no
And
more.
the thing too, the guys we hired, they're kind of like just starting to choke people out that weren't even asking for it. So I mean, it started becoming an epidemic on their end also.
So the
Yeah, there's-
people you brought in to fix the problem were a bigger problem than the original problem.
Affirmative.
You know, Hal, Lyle, you go to war, you come back, you're a changed man.
That's what I've heard. Yeah,
I mean, a lot of these guys that went into the Choking Teens program, the STP,
The SSTP.
the CTP. I mean,
oh, the CT,
the CT Choking Teens program. You come out and you can't stop choking.
Oh, really? So you didn't stop choking?
I've been choke free for only about 6 years, so I went a long time.
That's a
still choking.
long time. Yeah.
We're petitioning the county now to build a memorial wall for all the chokers that the Board of Education hired. So we're going to have a big wall with
The
everybody's
chokers,
name.
not the people who died. You're just.
I mean,
putting
they're
up a
going to
wall.
have their own thing, but this is more focuses on the epidemic of young men that were working for the Board of Education forced to choke people out.
Okay, so you're putting up a memorial wall
That's
for
right.
the people you hired to choke these teens.
And we're petitioning the county now. We're starting to do some fundraising, and I'd love you to come in.
Oh, bless
for
you,
it.
Peppers. Bless you. That is so. It warms my heart. You know, it's such an discussed thing that's going on in our country.
What a great way to put it.
And
Discussed
if
thing.
this Sherbert thing doesn't work out, you always got the job back in.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could.
Maybe you could come back and do would there be a ribbon cutting around this or something?
An alumni.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd love to. Yeah, I'd like to put you in front of the kids and just have you do an assembly hall and a performance. Or
Peppers, can I ask, how did you get this job? You sound very unqualified to shepherd
Excuse
young
you?
children.
He's the superintendent of Macon County.
Superintendent of Education.
Superintendent.
How
of Education.
and ever
Macon
since the
County.
80s?
I've been here for a long time. Well, I know I don't sound it, but I'm 94 years old.
Oh yeah.
And 94 years young, I like to say.
How do you keep your voice from sounding that old?
I'm constantly
Doing vocal warm-ups?
I put moisturizer on a rubber dilly, and I just tickle my tonsils with that and just keep everything moist.
Yep. He's a big gravy guy. I remember you being really into gravy, and I have no
Well, everybody
scientific
counts you're either in the
evidence.
gravy or ranch. Everybody can be one or the other.
There's an old saying where we come from: if you're not knee deep in gravy, your ass is somewhere else.
I don't know. I think if you eat too much gravy, you're gonna, add an ARD to the end of gravy and wind up
What?
there.
Oh boy,
Grave
You
graver?
both, buddy.
Graveyard.
Oh.
You're gonna wind up at the graveyard because
I've
it
had to-
clogs the arteries.
Oh God!
But I don't know. You're 94 years young.
Oh,
so-
my
I've had to
God.
cut back on my escorts for sure.
On your what? Your escorts?
On my escorts. Every weekend, my wife and I would allow me to have sex with an escort. Now,
Every
that kept me
weekend?
young, but it also is a dangerous game.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, 52 different escorts.
I couldn't feel my left foot for a while because of all the Cialis that was pumping through my heart.
Wow.
But we got her done.
Well, why do it if you
Dude.
why do it if you need Cialis to do it? It doesn't seem like it would be that fun for you if you're not excited by the whole.
It's not an excitement issue, Scott. You can still get her out, but then your Peter don't work. Then
Okay.
you gotta
See,
pump into Cialis.
Some men have difficulties making their brain connect with their danger.
Okay, that's not you though.
Oh, I actually have what is known as permanent erection syndrome.
Oh, so you have
PES.
You have PES. Is
You
that
still got that?
I do, and a
Oh,
lot
man.
of guys say, Lyle, what the heck's wrong with that? That sounds fantastic. He could just do just about anything. With
That's
that
the one.
thing.
That's the one. The only complaint we got from parents was when he was strangling out kids and he
That's
had a
the
full
only
on hard on.
complaint. Because they assumed that was causing it.
Look, I wish I could put that thing away. And God
Yeah,
has
please put it away. By the way,
God
if
has
it's
cursed
out.
me with a real meaty package.
Oh my gosh!
You could see it through thick trousers, denim. I mean, there's nothing
Yeah,
you can
corduroy.
have to hide it.
I
So,
wore
mean,
hammer loop double cargo pant Dickies, and you could still see.
You could still. That's too bad. So how does it affect your life then, Lyle?
Well, a lot of people think I'm just ready to go when I'm just trying to order a burger.
Yeah.
I still have my badge. I still have my.
You have what badge do you have? Or what were you issued?
I was issued a standard issue, Macon County, Georgia, edutainment
Educainment?
There was a,
So that's like
there was a
educating
miss-
with entertainment?
That's right. It's a term we came up with here that I fostered in a few sheriffs of edutainment.
Yeah.
Sheriffs.
So you were issued a badge. Why didn't you collect his badge? You weren't issued a service weapon either, were you?
I did. Yeah, I had 2 revolvers. I was trained in akimbo technique.
Akimbo technique.
I was
What is
trained in a dual pistol.
That's where you're using both at the same time?
I was trained to use both at the same time.
Okay, and you were issued 2 service revolvers and a badge. You
I'm
didn't
sorry.
have to. Yes.
Scott, do you think that somehow we didn't, for some reason, didn't strangle these kids in front of a live audience?
I guess I thought you were doing
That's
it off
half
to the
the
side. Oh, okay.
No, we
A live
corralled
audience,
them.
not of kids?
At lunchtime, we corralled them into the gym.
We had an outfit from Los Angeles that kind of helped us stream.
So an audience coordinator?
Yeah. Now you got to understand, this was late '80s, early '90s. So streaming, you were
Very
getting that little
expensive.
printout, the dot matrix.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
it was printout after printout, but you
Wow.
would clearly be able to see an adult strangling a teen,
Okay.
and
And we made beta videos and
they're all around
VHS
there.
videos.
To what end? Were you selling these or?
Oh yeah, we're selling them to raise money to raise this wall.
To
This
stop.
wall I want, the memorial wall for stranglers that were.
So wait, you were hiring stranglers to pay for a wall to memorialize the stranglers that you've hired?
The snake was eating its tail. There's no doubt.
Scott,
There's no doubt.
you got to understand.
But it's the bureaucracy in any township you're going to find in any county that you have to deal with a lot of it.
Yeah.
You have to
okay.
understand. When I came in to the scene, to these
Sure.
to these teens, you have to understand that there was about 4 to 5 teens dying
So between
per day.
between 4 and 5.
between 4 to 5 teens.
We had to start bringing teens from other counties, just to fill up the seats in the school.
To plump the numbers. Now they were dying every day from self-strangulation.
Unsupervised. strangulation.
Unsupervised strangulation. So that's why we brought in the task force, the
CTP?
CTP.
Okay.
And that's why I got my badge. That's why I was trained in dual
Okay.
pistols,
Akimbo technique.
akimbo technique.
Right. Where are the others trained in the similar technique or?
Everyone's specialized.
Okay. So it was like
So
the
we had
Dirty
a-
Dozen where,
A couple. There was one fellow who specialized in katana.
okay, someone else had ninja stars?
It's true. It's like you were there.
One guy could throw a playing card into a watermelon.
Okay. So this is like
Yeah.
the Suicide Squad or something.
Just
I don't
a
know.
ragtag group of
Wait,
fellers that weren't really a part of anything in their own world.
but much like the Suicide Squad, were you putting explosive collars around their necks in order to blow up their brains if they didn't comply with your wishes?
I did have.
We did put the bomb around one guy, and then he went and robbed the bank. And
Claimed that that was a bad idea. We shouldn't have singled him out for no reason. He was.
we did have, but we had some
it was
locked
tough stuff.
neck devices that we had on a lot of the fellows because that was part of their probation.
Well,
Everyone was on probation who did
Many of
this?
them were on probation.
You were on probation, Lyle?
At the time, yes, because
Oh, okay.
I was still in and out of jail for all that dick sucking I've been doing.
Okay, so that was before this job. Okay.
Yes, sir. But you
So this
have
is
to
a while
understand that when the whistle blew, and the CTP had finished their work day, we weren't allowed to go home. We were
Okay.
all put down
you
in the.
finished your workday. You're not allowed to go home.
We were all put down in the basement of the school,
Oh, okay.
and our necks were chained to each other.
Okay. In the basement.
We had,
And then locked
we
you
had
the-
housing issues right from the get-go.
Okay, so Peppers, you're incarcerating these people
In a way, yeah.
in every way. They're unable to leave. They're chained to each other. Apparently, you're at a school that doesn't have bells ringing; it has whistles blowing at the end of the day.
Well,
We had a lot of unwelcome attention from people outside the county that wanted to participate and become stranglers, maybe for not the best reasons.
I don't think the people who you hired are doing it for the best
I'm
reasons.
doing it for the kids.
Oh, the kids. So they would, so they wouldn't choke each other out and maybe do it in a dangerous way. We had supervised chokers and stranglers coming into all these schools.
Yeah, I know the premise.
And I guess we had started getting the wrong type of fella that was kind of just choking everybody out. So we had to have them all chained together.
You want? We'll drop a name because he's behind bars,
Okay.
so he can't do no more harm.
Oh, really? What's his name?
Tubbit Tunkin.
Tubbit Tunkin.
Yeah, big feller.
And he's behind bars.
7'2", hands like grapes. Just a big guy.
Wait, his hands
Hands
are
like
like grapes?
No, just big old, big grapes.
Like a whole.
But the grapes,
grapes.
grapes,
Not
even
just
the
one
biggest
grape.
of
Oh, yeah,
grapes
like
are
a
about,
bunch.
like a bunch. Okay. I was going to
Like a big
say,
old bunch of buying a plastic bag of Big Wiggy.
okay, got it. So he's got hands that are slightly bigger than hands.
They big old hands. And this fella would stomp around. You knew he was coming. You knew Tubbit was coming.
Right.
And he may be, he may have been in it for the wrong reasons. Hashtag wrong reasons.
Why is he incarcerated currently?
I believe it's some related
Hashtag
charges.
incarcerated currently.
Hashtag incarcerated currently.
We're just dropping hashtags on the show, by the way. If you want to use any of them while you tweet about the show, I'd really
Hashtag
appreciate
Make
it.
an Education Squad.
Okay, I'm not sure that you want any attention drawn to what you're doing at the school.
Well, Tubbit, are you still talking about Tubbit?
Yeah, we're talking about
Yeah,
Tubbit.
I'm trying to think of the reason why he's
Is he still
in jail.
he's still incarcerated?
He's incarcerated.
Peppers?
He
is?
talked us into a new method of choking kids out where he would just sit on them for several seconds.
Okay.
And one afternoon, he just sat on a group of like 7 kids.
They were
And that was what he was arrested for? It
That's
seemed
when he was finally arrested. Because,
for what?
Finally.
For
I paid his
quantity?
bail. I paid his
Because he was
bail.
doing it in bulk?
You have to understand, Scott. He was eluding police for years.
Oh.
We would find these kids. A kid would come to me. I'd put my hands up to his neck or his or her neck, and I'd see there on the chest, I see butt marks. I say, what the heck is going on?
When you say butt marks, you mean like skid marks or the impressions
there's a
of...
definite impression of a butt.
Okay.
You could see the rivets on the jeans. You could see the butt mark.
I see.
And
like
I
the
said,
501 symbol.
I was saying to I remember saying to you, I said, someone isn't strangling these kids. Someone is sitting on them.
Okay, so, and that's, did you...
Years this was going on, and
Right.
police couldn't find a suspect.
the police are coming by.
Again, we
They're
were
fine
supposed-
with everything except for someone sitting on the kids.
This was
Are the police in your pocket or something?
No,
or
they're not in. They are good friends of ours. I mean, we all know each other.
They
you know.
recognized the problem. They
Yeah.
were the one that helped us organize the arena aspect of it because
Right,
the
with the
parking
audience coordinator
You know,
and-
sometimes these kids wouldn't get fully passed out, and there'd be a riot on the hands, and parents are saying, "I want you to choke my kid again. He didn't pass out." And I said, "Ma'am, I made your child pass out." You know, it would be a bit. Sometimes they would get turn into riots.
right.
So we need the police.
Peppers, you have just strange ideas about education. Now, how did you ever get interested in acquiring this job?
Well, my mother, whom I lived with
We all do that usually, unless, our mothers
until about a week
pass
ago,
away. Oh,
when she passed.
I'm so sorry, a week
my
ago.
mother's work was in
When you say
education.
about a week ago, what do you...
about what day is it today? I don't know.
Today's Monday.
Yeah,
So
it's been about a week.
She lived to ripe old age because you're 94.
Yeah, she was 126.
Oh, my
Beautiful.
gosh.
One of the oldest women in all of the world.
Wow, congratulations on that fact, although now she is not.
But it's a thing. She's been around so long that it's like enough already, kind of.
It's too bad when you die, you automatically no longer have that record anymore. You know what I mean? That's like the only record that you can have that you can lose by dying. Like if you're the person who ate, the most amount of hot dogs in a minute or whatever, you don't lose that when you die. But if you're oldest person and you die, you're no longer the oldest person. It's really sad. When
Unless
you
you're
think about
the oldest person like in living ever.
it. Right. Yeah. No,
There's
that.
only one of those.
Yeah. Who's that?
Who? Hello?
No, we're still on the line.
Who's the oldest?
Yeah. You brought the person up.
Suzanne Summers.
Okay. Enough with the jokes.
But down. When we found Tubbet was just sitting on kids and smushing the life out
Okay,
of
so it
them.
took several years, but you found
Found
Tubbet.
it out.
Yeah.
He had to go away.
He's been incarcerated now for 30 years, just for sitting on 7
Well,
kids.
he keeps getting into trouble in jail. You know,
I see.
yeah, you got to understand. Tubbet's not the feller that would get let out on account of good behavior.
Right. Okay.
He's got a twinkle in his eyes that says, "I'm up to no good."
Okay.
I solemnly swear I'm up to no good.
I solemnly swear, with a twinkle in my eye, though.
Yeah,
He's on a macrobiotic diet that I swear he grows.
In
He's
prison.
now up to 7'4".
Oh, I see. He grows. He doesn't grow the food.
Vertically.
He grows in height. I see.
vertically.
No,
He's grown.
He
He's
figured
grown.
something out.
Yeah, he's grown about 1 inch this whole time.
So he used to be 6'11".
7'3" when I knew him.
Oh, okay.
And I'm just hearing now he's up 7'4". That's
Oh,
an
7'4".
inch.
Oh,
That's
okay.
an inch over a considerable amount of time. You have to
It's
understand.
30 years, yeah.
I don't know how. If you're still growing, that stopped for me.
No, I'm
so-
not. No, normally people shrink
Shrink,
the older
exactly,
they get. Yeah.
But now he's on this macrobiotic.
Oh,
diet.
interesting. Well, congratulations to him.
We're building a statue for him.
You're building a statue
Just
for
to raise awareness of how sometimes people can go wrong.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that they're wrong.
He's more of a scarecrow in a sense. to
Oh,
say.
I see.
He's a ward of evil.
Well, Peppers, did we ever get to your mother passed away? How did you get interested in education?
I pretended to be my mother for about 15 years. Just took on her job, and eventually I learned a job, and then one day I said, you know what, I'm not going to dress and drag anymore. I'm not going to pretend to be my mother.
So your mother had this job in the 70s and 60s
the
or
late
so?
70s.
Okay.
Yeah, she started in the 50s. So
She started,
imagine.
okay. So she was there for a long
could just
time.
imagine
You
that.
slowly started.
Just imagine.
I get it. I don't have to imagine it.
1950s. Just imagine that.
I've seen Back to the Future, so I have a vague, rough idea. But and then one day you just slowly took over her job by dressing as her, going
we
to
look a
work.
lot alike, Avi.
Right.
And yeah,
And
we
you
did
got
switcheroo.
put yourself in her shoes. You show up to work and you're
that's what
already,
he did.
Well, no, put yourself. Oh, Scott, enough of your jokes. Hey, yeah, you got to understand. Hey, that you put yourself in her shoes in the sense you go to work and you're already there. You say, wait a minute. Well,
What?
hell, I'm gone fishing or something.
I don't know what you're
gonna
trying
take
to say.
a break.
You get yourself to work and you're already there. Oh, her. Oh,
Yeah, she's
oh, so
saying
you
I'm
didn't-
going to go to work, and then
and then she sees she's already
Peppers
there.
is as her already there.
Right.
She's going to say, "Well, I guess I'm
Okay,
already
got
at
it.
work. Time to go. I don't know,
yeah.
get a pedicure."
Is that
or
what happened, or
manicure."
did you?
Well, for the first couple months, people were acting strange and saying like, "You're not her. What are you doing? You don't know anything about this job. She knew things. Where is she? What have you done to her? This kind of thing."
Right. Did you
eventually-
do something to her, or?
No, I did not. I told her. She said, "I'm tired of working, and it's time for you to start working." And she came up with this idea.
Oh,
that
she
I would
did?
just
Oh,
take her
okay.
job from her.
Wow. Okay.
And
Wow. And this was she was about your age now, back then.
Well, it freed her up to do all kinds of things. It really did. I mean,
Yeah.
she's actually kind of a local hero around our parts.
Oh,
except
really?
she couldn't do it as herself.
No, yeah, she had to take
Because
on
she had
his.
to take on my.
Oh, okay. So you guys just switched clothes essentially.
This is a crazy town. This is crazy county.
It's crazy.
We get
It's-
her.
yeah.
We get her done which way, one way or the other.
That's true.
Yeah,
You
okay.
know what they say? You try and deliver a calf with your feet, you're the one going inside.
At what point, Peppers, if I may ask, did you stop dressing up as your mother, and what was the reaction then?
It was about 5 years ago.
5 years ago. So this is a long time. The
yeah.
the 80s, the late 80s at least, through 2013 or so. You were dressing up as your mother.
I knew Peppers mainly as his mom.
Okay, you never mentioned that. So that's why you were having so much trouble coming up with his name earlier, is because you knew.
I was trying to think. Oh wait, is this? Oh yeah, that's
Right, he became Peppers.
Yes.
Yeah, 5 years ago.
I'm on the email chain, so I got the update.
Oh, okay. So, and what was the reaction to this?
When I finally
When you finally-
unveiled myself, and
yeah.
my grandma and my mother came back to being herself,
Yeah.
people were like, whatever. I mean,
No big surprise to them. They knew something was. They just thought that was your thing.
they're like, why are you doing that for so long? And I said, I don't know. Maybe I kind of fell in love with that, and it was true. I did marry Don Carsdale. I was a great wife to him for 7 years.
You're a great wife to your own dad.
To your own stepdad, I guess.
Yes, my own
Yeah.
stepdad.
Okay, so. Okay, guys, is that your special laugh in your?
Hey, you ain't gonna be from Rankin County, Georgia, without having that laugh.
Yeah,
Tell you
I
what.
guess so. So what happened to Don? Was Don an older gentleman? I guess.
I do
Don
need
Carsdale?
to clarify this. You would assume that you dated your
Married.
wife
I was married.
You were married
to
to
your
Don.
mom's husband.
No, you got married. You met someone and fell in love with him while you were dressed as your mother, and you married him.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, and where's your actual father, Peppers? Passed away, or?
Oh, yeah, he passed
He
away.
passed away. Okay, so she was free to marry whomever she liked.
He passed away when he was 26.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
My mother was a widowess.
Yeah. So, widow.
Widowess.
So you don't have to put a female spin on widow.
He's the board of education superintendent.
Okay,
so.
I beg your pardon.
She was, yeah, so she was a widow for 85 years now.
So long, and so you decided time to get her hitched. Was this all for her, or was it a man that you fell in love with?
You know, it was for the job to keep the income, to keep the house open, but you know, some things happen. You spend time with someone you work with, and you start having feelings for the person.
Oh, did Don work at the school?
You're trying to get Peppers to explain love.
I mean, I know love is inexplicable, and you know, whomever you choose to love is your thing. Did Don ever figure out that you were not your mother?
No.
Good.
No, I couldn't do that to him.
Yeah.
He was a very sweet man.
Did he pass away, or why were you only married 7 years?
He did. He passed away.
I'm so sorry.
His Jeep rolled right into him.
His Jeep just rolled right into him?
Yeah.
So he was still driving at
He
a...
didn't put it in park, and
Yeah.
it rolled into his living room while he was watching.
Into his living room.
He was watching some golf, and his own Jeep rolled into his living room, and crushed him.
Wow.
And
So
I
this
love
is
that man.
This is at your mom's house, I would imagine, where... What were you
house.
and your mom... Because your mom was dressed as you, and you were dressed as your mom.
My mother was bathing me upstairs.
But to Don's view...
It looks like
the son is bathing his mother. Okay.
And
again, no questions asked, which is fortunate for all of us.
Okay, yeah.
sometimes you slide into certain scenarios where you didn't know you were going to be comfortable with.
Yeah, and so your mom enjoyed being young and being you. And you
Who
Going
doesn't
to
enjoy
concerts
being
and
young?
stuff.
Oh man,
going to concerts.
she became a real metalhead with that beanie on the propeller on the back and going to metal concerts
okay.
and flying around on
Well,
a
look,
scooter, a razor scooter.
She loved it, and you loved what you were doing, and you were in love with Don, and what a terrible tragedy. That sounds awful. I'm sorry to hear about that. And you guys were upstairs, and suddenly you hear all this crashing, I would imagine, and you're like, hey, wait a minute, is this Pete Holmes on HBO? What is going on here? All right, so
I'm sorry, guys. I got to go. I got to work.
All right. Well, what are you up to today besides taking the books out of first graders'
Right now,
hands?
I'm picking out precious metals to build that statue to Tibbet.
You're picking them out, meaning you're just choosing?
Well, there's a salesman here, a statue salesman. We're going to try to make this out of the most expensive, most durable metal we can find.
Well, you've been raising money for it for 30 years. So.
Yeah. Please go to Macon Middle School, Tennyson, Georgia, Tibbet Fund, statue.com. And please give what you can.
I don't think anyone is going to give money to erect a statue of a 7'4" incarcerated
Child killer.
child
Go ahead,
killer
say it.
with hands the size of bunches of grapes.
Just a real murderous homunculus. Well, that's why it's a warning to the future generations. Don't be like him. This is one of the most important statues the area has ever dared to erect. And we got about a statue for just about everything.
Okay, all right.
Children need to be afraid of something when they're growing up.
Okay, and since they can't go to the jail,
They might as
other
well
than
have a
on visiting
boogeyman.
jails,
Yeah, might
yeah.
as well have boogeyman.
All right.
I've always said, might as well have a boogeyman.
Might as well have a boogeyman. Well, might as well have a
Might as well
boogeyman to
have a
you.
boogeyman.
Might as well have a boogeyman.
All right,
Bye,
well,
guys.
all right, bye-bye.
Number 5.
Oh, boy. So funny,
What
so
is-
insane.
These boys are nuts.
They're legitimately,
I mean,
certifiably insane.
They're a couple of kooks.
I sometimes worry when I'm in the studio with them that they are going to fly into a murderous rage and end me.
Oh, so you fear for your safety?
I truly do.
Yeah.
I don't know why I keep recording episodes with them. Obviously, this was just a few weeks later after we talked to Hot Dog, and I obviously had hot dogs on the mind because I believe I bring them up in that clip.
You obviously had hot dogs on the mind.
And I think sometime around here, I remember it being National Hot Dog Month or Week or
Yeah,
something,
yeah,
me
yeah.
having. I took a picture on my phone of a chart of hot dogs from around the world, and I remember like being with Kulop in a kind of rather serious place, and her kind of like peering over my shoulder, going, "What are you looking at?" Because I was smiling. I was looking at a picture of hot dogs from around the world. I love hot dogs that much. I was looking at all the various variations of hot dogs and how they serve them around the world.
Just pictures of hot dogs.
Yes.
You're just smiling fondly.
Yeah. So I think it was around this time that we
been.
recorded both of these episodes.
Brilliant
So,
hot dog brain.
yeah, a lot of hot dog on the mind. That was a pleasure to record. Those guys are wonderful. And the whole thing about Peppers swapping places with his mother and living as her while she lived as
Now I
him.
noticed the
Yes.
ones, any of the ones that I've been in so far, you haven't said, I remember how much I love doing this. This was a pleasure to record. Now, Scott, how am I supposed to take that?
I think I might have alluded to it.
An illusion? Duh.
Life is an illusion.
Is it?
It truly. Have you ever thought about that? What if life is a dress rehearsal?
I mean, I feel like I've heard the opposite before.
What if it were a dress rehearsal? We don't know.
I know race is a construct.
Right.
Life is not a dress rehearsal?
No. What if
is
it
a
was?
dress
What if it
rehearsal.
was? How crazy would that be? We could do whatever we wanted.
Well, what about the people who have died? Aren't they part of the show?
the people who have died?
Oh, the great Jim Carroll band.
The Jim Carroll Band. What's that movie they made about him?
The Basketball Diaries.
The Basketball Diaries. Is that about
Yes.
him, or is that based on a book he wrote?
I think both.
It's like a memoir that he wrote about
Yes.
himself.
He
Right?
wrote about himself. Look, these guys are all selfish.
These-
They're self-absorbed. They're narcissists.
They're not giving people like us, talking about the Thomas Middleditches and Horatio Sandses of the world.
Narcissus, right? This was a guy.
Here's this guy
He was so all about himself.
that they were like, we're going to name this after you.
Still to this day, people are like, you know what you remind me of? Narcissus. That's how much you talk about yourself.
What if that was the way we said it to people? You know who you remind me
You
of?
remind me of this guy, Narcissus.
Narcissus.
He looked at his own reflection in the pond or whatever.
Fell in love with that shit.
Yeah, then he opened his mouth, the bone fell out.
And someone booted him in the butt and he fell in the pond.
Yeah, he was going to get 2 bones, now he only had the 1.
Bye, dum-dum. All right, let's go to a break. When we come back, we're going to have episode 4, and this is exciting. We're getting so close to 1, but we will stop after 4. But we are going to hear episode 4 after this.
builds the tension.
It truly does in an expert manner. We'll be right back with more Comedy Bang Bang after this.
A sexpert manner.
Hi, everyone. Scott Aukerman here. Did you know, and I hope you do, that in 2018, Earwolf published 1,785 episodes. That's over 1,591 hours. That's 66 days worth of podcast listening if you never went to sleep. Since you probably don't have that kind of time, all of the hosts and producers here at Earwolf chose their favorite episode of their show this year and made a playlist for you. Go see if your favorite episode made the cut and check out some new shows. What better place to start than the very best episode of the year, after all? I believe for Comedy Bang Bang, I might have picked an episode. I don't want to spoil it, but just check it out. Go over to earwolf.com/picks, that's PICKS, to see all the selections. Again, that's earwolf.com/picks. All of these episodes are out from behind the paywall, and Stitcher Premium members, there is a special version of the playlist just for you. Oh boy, just search Stitcher or search Stitcher for Earwolf Pack Picks 2018. Thanks for a great year of podcasts. We want to hear your favorites. Tell us your favorite episode of 2018 with a hashtag /tag Earwolf Picks. Don't say /tag. It's just hashtag Earwolf Picks. Comedy Bang Bang Best of 2018. And I tell you, these years, they just keep going along, don't they? At a certain point, it'll be 29. I never thought I would live to see 2019.
This fucking shit. Let me tell you something.
Tomorrow it's going to be 2019.
Scott, stop saying it. I don't like all these years.
I don't like it. It's like, I know how old I am. You don't need to
Yes.
remind me fucking every time I write a check.
You're really rubbing it in.
Ugh. Anyway, 2019 tomorrow. You got any resolutions?
My main resolution, I guess, now is to get all that cat litter out of my bathtub. I didn't know that was a weird thing until you told that story.
I told it like it was a real weird
Yeah, I'm now
attribute.
Now I'm seeing it through your eyes, and I'm like, yeah, that's
through
crazy.
my Sam just turned on every light in the control room.
Sam moved back a studio.
Yeah, he's like, I gotta get out of here.
Oh,
Oh,
he disappeared.
he turned him out. So boy, I wish you guys could see Sam.
I wish you guys could see Sam.
This is the real show over here.
I wish you could see the screensavers on the laptops in here, and all the monitors.
Man. It is so fun in here.
I wish you could see Chewbacca's angry
Oh yeah,
face.
we didn't talk about Chewbacca's angry face. He's as angry as I've ever seen him.
I think he actually looks very sad. Like he looks like he's grieving.
He really does. He looks like Superman on the cover of Crisis on Infinite Earths 10 or whatever when he's holding Supergirl and crying
Oh yeah,
because she's dead.
yeah.
He looks a lot like that. Do you think there will ever be a best of where we don't talk about Star Wars?
No.
Because they'll keep making these things.
Well, they certainly keep making those dishes.
Next, someday Star Wars will go away, but these tissues will still be around.
Some of these Star Wars will go away, but the tissues remain forever.
By the time we do the best ofs next year, Star Wars Episode 9 will be out. We'll talk about that.
Wow.
Exactly.
What's the name of that called? Red Death Redemption?
Red Dead Redemption the Third might be out by then. How long does it take to make one of those Red Dead Redemptions?
One of the games?
Yeah, one of the games. It probably takes years, right? It takes 4 years, 5 years to make one of these.
Yes, and then there was a big scandal because they were the company was making their people work crazy hours to get it finished.
To get it finished by
a
the
certain
release
deadline.
date.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah. Well, that always happens with anything.
yeah.
Doesn't
but
it?
it's like well, who
Delay
release
it? You want to
release
delay
it
it?
later?
Yeah,
I wouldn't have minded if the game is very good. Like the quality of it is astounding. It's a vast game.
Right.
Like you can play it for days and days and days. And I would not have minded waiting. In fact, I thought it was going to come out later.
But all the promotional aspects of it are what this is the problem when like U2 rushes to wait, is this an episode of you talking U2 to me?
No.
Oh, okay. When U2 is like rushing to meet a release date, it's because it's not like the record stores wouldn't be like, yeah, sure, we'll put it out 3 weeks
Right.
late. It's because all of the promotion is wrapped up into it. Like, like they've already paid for all of that promotion when it comes out.
But I mean, like plan your shit better. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It just seemed, yes, all the promotions paid for, but, and who knows what unforeseen problems they're seeing. But I've also heard that those people are like, they're not exactly.
Which people? The programmers?
No, not the programmers. The people that run the
people
company.
in Red Dead
The people
Redemption?
that, the cowboys.
The Cowboys. Oh no.
I heard those cowboys are not easy to deal with.
Okay, well, that adds an extra layer of difficulty with this job. I gotta play. I hear it's great.
It's great. Do you play games at all?
I did. I tell you, when I was hanging out over
You
at
remember GoldenEye?
Of course, GoldenEye. Those were the years. I mean, there were maybe a 3-year period when I was hanging out at Brian Posehn's house with Doug Benson, where we would play. Here are the games I like. When that Mario, no, what am I talking about? The Nintendo, not the GameCube, but the one before it. When that system came out,
GameSphere?
No, when suddenly
Nintendo 64?
maybe that was it. When everything was 3D graphics. You know, and you had GoldenEye, and instead of being flat, that was a 64?
Yeah.
Okay, so when the Mario game came out and The Legend of Zelda and Mario Kart came out, like, oh, those were my golden years. I love those. And I love adventure games. I would probably like Red Dead Redemption because I like solving puzzles and walking around and, you know.
Do you know what games you would like if you like that? Is those Batman games.
The Nightfall or whatever it is, or
Arkham Asylum and
Asylum.
all that. Yeah, those games are a good mix of puzzle solving and like shooting shit, punching shit. Whatever.
I don't like the ones where you're just like fighting people all the time. You know, but
I mean, there's a lot of fighting, but it's also there's a lot of puzzles to figure out.
I like the Zelda.
I mean, the Riddler's in it.
That's true. I like the Zelda aspect of like, you know, wandering around looking for a quest, finding pieces of puzzles.
What
and
they
stuff.
call sandbox games.
Oh, is that what they call it? Okay.
Yes.
So I got a free Xbox, and they sent me a whole bunch of games.
Nice.
And I don't think I ever took them out of the packaging. But I did play Guitar Hero for a bit, and that was the last video game I've ever played. And we have these systems at my house, and we've never cracked them open. But I would like to play that Spider-Man game, and I hear that's really good.
I heard that's very good too. I'm an Xbox person that's on PS4.
Okay.
Which I guess I have to get if I want to fucking play that game.
Oh, Popeye over here.
And is Red Dead Redemption on all systems, or is it just on...
I believe it's on all systems.
It's on all systems.
Go.
All right. Maybe I will play it. Tell you what, why don't we make this the year where I get into video games?
Oh, Scott, that's all you need.
And I'll play piano, and you learn how to tap
That's
dance.
right.
So our big reveal at whatever party this is I'll play piano while you tap dance, and then I'll sit down and play video games for
That's right.
6 hours
Yeah.
while people watch me.
Yeah.
And I'll do a live stream. I'll do a Twitch about it.
Yeah. And I'll just watch you over.
Can you
the back of
imagine
the
having a
couch.
Twitch where we just played video games? People would like it, I bet.
People would. If people like Twitch at all, they might as well like it if we do it.
Let's do it. Let's do the Shakespeare Avengers.
I get requests for that if ever I like post on Twitter or something about a video game.
Right.
There's always someone who says, "Please, I want to see you play these games."
I did that Conan show where you go in and they interview
Conan who?
O'Brien.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, where they you play video games and you're being interviewed while you play video games, and people like it for some reason because they like watching people play video games. And I didn't know how to play any of the games, and I thought I was just there for an interview, but it turned out to be this thing. And people were so upset that I didn't know how to play the games. They're
Really?
like, "Oh, he doesn't know how to play."
I played on a video games on a show with Tim Baltz.
Fun.
We played GoldenEye together.
Isn't he number 6 on the call sheet, or number? Maybe
No,
number
he's higher
4?
up there.
He's maybe
Ryan
4?
Gall's number 6.
Okay, he's 4. He's Forrest Gump.
Mandel Mon is number 4.
Oh, he's 3.
Tim is number 3.
Yeah.
Johnny's number 2, and then guess who's at number 1?
Number 1. I think it was in reverse order of them being hired. Oh shit!
Don't tell them that. You can't tell them.
I mean, they have a general. Dan knows he was hired first.
What?
Dan knows he was hired first.
I think he does because he never lets
I've-
anyone forget it.
No, but I've mentioned this on stage. We're talking about we talked about this in a previous episode.
Folks, we're talking about bajillion-dollar properties.
Hopefully, there may be some news about that this year. I'm hoping in 2019. But we're just talking about the order on the call sheet that all the actors are on, and,
which is extremely important.
And they all fight about it all the time.
Well, I'm very proud of us for not fighting about it and recognizing the most important thing is that I'm number 1.
That's right. You are number 1. How many shows were you number 1 on the call sheet on? I'm guessing Best Week Ever.
Oh, that anyone ever saw?
No, just
Because that's a different category.
No,
ones that people saw.
No, just general.
Oh, general.
Yeah, we got No You Shut Up.
No, you shut up.
Best Week Ever. Bajillion-Dollar Properties.
I've done 2 pilots where I was number 1 on the call sheet.
Oh, great.
sorry, 3.
3. Which
3
pilots were these?
1321 Clover. The Peter Principle. What was that other one called? Untitled Bambi Cottages Project.
Untitled Bambi Cottages
It
project.
was going to be called Bambi Cottages, but that was a real place, and so they weren't sure if they're going to be able to use that.
got
Luckily, it became a non-issue.
So you've been number one so many
a
times.
few times, man. A few times.
Me, just once.
Just on your show?
Yeah, just on my show.
You had to create a show to make that happen.
I know.
That's so sad, man.
I really do have a sad career. Paul, I think we got to get to it. This is we got to get to the last episode in our
We have to, Scott.
we got to get to our last episode in our countdown today, and that is episode number 4.
Number 4.
All right, this is episode number 4, and this is episode number, when you're counting it in terms of Comedy Bang Bang episodes, not where it is on the countdown. This is episode 540.
That's right. So shut up.
So shut up.
Everyone who said episode 540 couldn't be number
Could
4.
never be number 4.
You burnt.
Ya dusted.
You faced.
This is an episode called Low 5. Low 5. Ringing any bells?
It's ringing 5 bells.
Really? It's 5 o'clock. Wait, I'll wait for the cuckoo to...
Cuckoo. 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 Cuckoo.
Oh, 2.
Cuckoo. Cuckoo.
3.
Cuckoo.
Cuckoo. 4.
Cuckoo.
Cuckoo. 5. Oh, that echo really helps. You're right.
I'm not wrong.
This is an episode called Low 5, and it's with our friend John Hamm,
I know him.
who people know from TV's Mad Men. He's the madman himself.
I know him from Tag.
That's true. He was in Tag this year. And in fact, I'm not going to lie, he might have been promoting Tag on this episode.
I think he was.
I think he was.
Wait, no. There was some other movie.
His other Beirut movie?
Yeah,
or something?
the
It might have been Beirut.
Beirut.
It was either
Beirut
Beirut
is
or
on fire.
We don't need no water. Let the motherfucker burn. This has John Hamm in it. This has Paul F. Tompkins in it.
That's me.
And it has 2 people by the name of Jessica McKenna.
Jessica McKenna.
That's like when people say Saturday Night Live. Saturday Night Live.
I'm one of those people.
Saturday Night Live.
It's
Saturday Night
hard
Live.
for me to say. I got to really concentrate.
Jessica. What did I say? Jess McKenna.
Just can.
Jess McKenna. Jessica McKenna. Jessica McKenna. Jessica McKenna. Jessica McKenna is, of
Jessica
course,
McKenna.
and Zach Reno. They are, you would know them from the Off Book, the improvised musical podcast.
You should.
You should know it, and you should listen to that because that's a wonderful podcast. And they were on it together, although not doing characters together.
That's right.
And here's what you need to know about this episode. Okay, previous to this clips, look, the whole episode is great. First, we talked to the husky-voiced John Hamm, and then we talked to the even huskier voice, smooth criminal Al A. Peterson.
That's right.
And the things, if you don't know about Al A. Peterson, what are the things we need to remind everyone of?
He's completely hairless.
Right. But by choice. He
By
does not
choice.
have alopecia.
He faked alopecia to get out of a long-term relationship.
Right.
He helped
With, by the way, the relationship was between him and someone,
a woman named Carlifer, his college sweetheart.
You're right.
He helps people fake their own deaths by
Right.
shaving their entire bodies.
Right.
And giving them a new passport.
He hates clumsy portmanteaus, such as Carlifer.
Well, we know that he hates one clumsy portmanteau in particular.
And I believe that he confronted Carlifer's
Yes, there's a famous
parents
story
about it.
where he confronted Carlifer's dad, Carl. And
his mother,
told
Jennifer.
told him it was a clumsy portmanteau.
Right.
And that
and he
he thanked him.
He thanked him for it, like the sniveling,
He's
cowardly worm
he's
that
a
he
sniveling
is.
little worm, and he's married to a vermouth drunk.
Yeah, but meanwhile, Jennifer's in the other room,
Yeah.
just getting bombed
She's
on
on her
vermouth,
6th bottle of vermouth.
just trying to feel that feeling.
Yeah.
The other thing you need to know is he uses smoke bombs to escape.
Okay.
that it's not, an important part of it of his canon overall.
It's
but
certainly
it is,
not a part that I remembered.
It is for this episode, so I believe
Absolutely.
he may bust it out at a certain point. We, previous to this clip, also were talking to Jessica McKenna, who is playing Park Ranger Marjorie Kershaw. And the things you have to know about her is she is very concerned about park visitors putting on sunscreen. And she is very concerned about the separation between church and state. So she's very religious but doesn't like to talk about it because she's a government employee.
I don't think she knows a lot about state parks.
That's why she wanted to do this character.
Yes.
She
Yeah.
knows a lot about it. But I don't
Yeah.
think that she's a person who necessarily collects that information. I think she did all the research for doing the show. I think she went on like some Wikipedia pages. And,
I was under the impression that she and her, like, it was a thing with her and her family.
It could be, maybe I'm misremembering, but I had thought it was something where she went on a Wikipedia page the night before and just memorized a bunch of stuff. But maybe it's a combination of both, or of just what you said. So those are the people who are talking before this clip, but I think the reason, and they're all great, and the reason people voted for this episode is because it's a great episode all the way through. Oh. But I think the reason it may be sticking in people's minds is because of the character that Zach Reno plays. And he is playing, he is a trainer, and he is basically, you'll hear it, but he's playing something that has to do with the game. I wanted to say video game, but it's not a video game, is it? It's just a game of Pokemon.
It's just a game in the largest sense of the word.
And he knows a lot about this game, and you'll hear I know I didn't know anything about it, and I'm kind of trying to understand what he's talking about.
I still don't, which makes me feel good.
I think I've got it from just listening to him talk about it a couple of times.
What I like when somebody does a thing like this, where it's either they know it so thoroughly that they could just riff on it, or they know nothing about it.
Right.
So it could be either one to me.
He knows it very thoroughly and is riffing on it and very specifically, and people really enjoyed it. But you'll hear myself and Paul, and I believe even John Hamm, not quite knowing what he's talking about. And that's part of the fun of this clip. Also, I believe we talk about with the park ranger, we mentioned the HBIC, the head bear in charge, a few times. That may come up during this clip.
Right.
So let's listen to it. This is your number 4.
Number 4.
He's a trainer. Please welcome to the show, Dash Grab'em.
Hi, Scott.
Hi, so great to meet you.
I'm Dash Grab'em.
Yes, you are. Welcome to the show.
You may have misunderstood what I do.
I do. You're a trainer, right?
I am a Pokemon trainer, Scott. I train Pokemon. I catch them and subjugate them and train them for battles, and we go on adventures across the land.
What's his now?
What is a Pokemon?
Yeah, Pokemon is a pocket monster, a small monster that you can subjugate and catch in a ball.
That sounds terrible.
Where are you on this portmanteau? Pocket monster.
Oh, because Pokemon.
Pocket monster.
Pokemon.
That
one's on the line.
I've seen a lot of them around your area. I'm not from around here. Yours are weird, though. I will give you that.
Have you seen them in the walls? Maybe you're just thinking of Mayor Junius Bubbledooner.
No, I saw a bunch of them outside. It would be Pidgeys where I'm from, but yours are different, and they don't have any of the attacks that the ones that I have.
You tried to catch a pigeon?
Oh, sure. I caught like 8 of them. They have basically no battle skills.
They can run. That's a good battle.
Or fly. I'm pretty sure they can fly. That's a nice skill.
Yeah, that would be pretty useful if I didn't have a bunch of bird-type Pokemon. Which I do.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Where do you keep all of these? It must be difficult to store all these pocket monsters.
No, see, okay, so here's the Pokeball, and so you just click this, and it gets real small. Keep them on my belt right here. I only carry about 6 to 8 of them at a time. It's my battle lineup, and the rest of them I put basically into the internet where they just live and sit around.
Is it like Bitcoin? That's a currency that lives on the internet. It's a
cryptocurrency.
Yeah,
I don't think I can. I don't
Is
know
it
that
more
they have
like
any.
Litecoin?
Is that another cryptocurrency? I don't know that any of them
More
have.
like Heracoin?
I think of all of them, it's the most like Heracoin.
Is it like the Charleston Chew, which is a new cryptocurrency based on Charleston Chew, the candy bar that no one likes?
I beg your pardon. I love a Charleston Chew.
I should clarify.
I'm so sorry.
It is like Bitcoin in that it is very difficult to cash out because none of them, as far as I know, are directly exchangeable for money of any kind.
Okay.
Dash, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
You said these Pokemon, as you call them, they engage in battles
All the
across
time.
land.
I make them do it.
Who are they battling?
Other Pokemon. It's a big, big no-no to fight a person with a Pokemon.
Oh, really?
That's a crime. Yeah.
A crime not in the United States.
Well, a crime against
in the
nature.
legal
Right.
system.
You don't have a lot of rules pertaining to Pokemon in this country.
There's not a lot of Pokemon law.
Yeah, where I'm from, it's almost nothing but.
Where are you from?
I'm from the Kanto region.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me?
The Kanto region of...
Pardon?
So you're from the Kanto region.
Yeah, I'm from the Kanto region.
And you...
Full stop.
That's all you need.
And you train Pokemon to fight other loose Pokemon, or do people own and subjugate these Pokemon as well?
Thank you for asking, Scott.
you're welcome.
The answer is both. I love to use my Pokemon to fight wild Pokemon that I try to make faint. You don't want to ever kill a Pokemon, but once you make it faint or almost faint, you can capture it. And then you can take those Pokemon to Poke gyms all around the world, and you can battle at those gyms against other trainers and take their badges. And then if you get enough badges, you can become a Pokemon Master. And I, Dash Grab him, I'm gonna be Pokemon Master.
Where are you in the process?
I have one badge.
How many do you need to be a master?
More than one.
So 2?
I mean, technically, to be a Pokemon Master, you have to catch them all. And this is where it gets so frustrating.
This is what I've
John
heard.
Hamm.
This is what I've heard.
You've touch 'em all.
Gotta
You
catch 'em
gotta
all.
catch
But
them all.
catch 'em all?
You have to. It is a compulsion. And here's the problem. Originally, when I became a Pokemon Master, I'm 11 years old. I started very, very
I was going
old.
to say,
would not have
yeah.
guessed that.
How old would you have said?
29.
I spent a
You
lot of
think
time in the
everyone
sun.
is just 29, though.
Aren't they?
I spend a lot of time in the sun, and I don't wear sunscreen, and my hat is always backwards.
Oh, no.
Because that's the cool way to wear it.
Oh boy, at least put on a sunscreen. I'm begging you.
I don't need to because I have coughing, and he can cast smoke screen.
Okay.
Anyway, I forget what I was talking about.
Well, you were talking about subject or finding other Pokemon, and the catching them all is very difficult.
Oh, yeah, because originally there were only 150, Scott.
Okay.
And that's like a
And
big...
if one were to spend maybe 200 days, I can imagine one could catch them all.
That's a legit amount of time.
Yeah, two-thirds of a
Two-thirds
year.
of a year.
That's-
Al, can
Could
I
you
ask
catch 'em
you
all?
what kind of day? 42 hours?
Oh, yeah, the 42 hours.
42 hour day, a real day.
A real
A
day.
Beirut day.
Yeah.
42-hour day.
Just never sleep like Al over here.
I don't mean to actually all of you right now, but 200 days is a laughable amount of time to catch 150 Pokemon.
Okay, don't mansplain to us about, or kidsplain, I guess, is what.
Don't poke,
It's just
poke
that
explain.
some of them are in Saffron
I
City.
think maybe
some of them,
Young mansplain.
train-splain, because he's a trainer.
Oh, okay, trainsplain, yeah.
well, it's just that they're all over the world. It takes a long time.
Oh.
But there were originally 150, and
But
that
wait,
was
Jackie
doable.
Chan went around the world in 80 days.
Who?
Jackie Chan? Jackie Chan?
Jackie Chan.
Are you
Let me
going to
let me
allow him to rock you? He and Steve Coogan went around the world in 80 days, so it seems like it's 200 days is, would be.
If you got very lucky, you could maybe do it.
How many Pokemon are in the Kanto region?
Here-
Let's just say.
There are 151 proper in the Kanto
now in the
region.
Kanto region. So how many?
So you can get a lot just in the Kanto region where you're from.
Well, that's all that we thought there were, and that's what you thought you had to do to catch them all. It turns out every year or so, about 150 more get
Are
released,
released?
and
Oh.
they get
This sounds.
bananas weird every time. I'm really only familiar with the first 150. After that, there's some weird stuff out there, you guys. There's a bear. You would like that one.
Oh,
now.
I have a
wouldn't-
healthy respect for him.
You wouldn't like this bear. This bear, as I understand it, blasts fire out of its mouth.
Oh gosh, well that is, I think
The
that
teeth
is
are
the
bad enough.
HBIC for sure.
That would definitely be the HBIC.
Hugest bear I caught.
You have caught and trained this bear.
Oh yeah, I got it. I have a water type Pokemon.
Can I
used
ask
to
that bear? What
battle
is the name of that bear? What is the name of
His
that
name
bear
is
Pokemon?
sitting in the internet right now. Oh, the name of the species?
Yeah.
An Ursaring.
Ursaring.
Oh, that's clever.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
It's based on the Latin.
He's a big bear. He's got a big literal ring on his stomach.
Okay,
Oh.
on his stomach.
Ring
That's
on
How do you
Like
feel
a
about that
circle?
portmanteau?
gotta fly upside down then.
Ursa ring.
Ursa ring.
One is part of his Latin name for bear, and then
Right.
he has a ring around
It's
him.
a portmanteau
Oh, I thought you said
between
wing.
Ursine and telephone ring.
That's a clumsy portmanteau.
Sorry, you've been judged. Clumsy portmanteau.
CP.
Ursa ring.
Anyway, I battled him, and now he lives
real
on the
coup
internet.
So how do you because I thought it was against the rules to battle a human, for a Pokemon to battle a human.
Or is it just frowned upon?
No, it is where I'm from. It is actually illegal
The Kanto region.
to use the force of in the Kanto region to use
Kanto
the
region.
force of a Pokemon against a human.
But you're battling these Pokemon.
Yes, like for example, I would have a Pokemon. I would probably, if I was battling you, for example.
Wait, I'm not a Pokemon.
No. You would be a Pokemon trainer. Scott
Oh,
Aukerman.
okay. I
So,
see.
I believe you would bring your Pokemon and then
We would
you would
each-
set them
I
on
see.
each other.
for example, which one do you choose?
Out of my Pokemon,
Sure.
I'll choose Ursaring.
Great, you're an idiot because I'm going to bring a water Pokemon to that fight, but okay.
Water and fire.
You bring.
Oh,
Well, that's not your fault. You're a new trainer, I assume.
Yeah.
Okay, so you.
I have no interest in this at all,
Are
actually.
you kidding me? It's got so much adventure.
Dash, can I ask a question?
Yes, please.
Is this Pogs?
What is Pogs?
Ooh, you got it there.
Oh.
It's a thing that I've heard, and I'm never quite sure.
Oh,
what it
the
is.
stackable cardboard disc that you then hit over with the metal disc?
Wait, why were you
That's
confused about Pogs?
Well, for a second, I thought you were talking about a polywog, which is a polywog.
That would be the
That's
clumsiest of portmanteaus.
quite a portmanteau.
Yeah, terrible CPU.
no, you're talking about stackable
Pogs.
cardboard discs that then you use
Hit
a
with a
metal
metal disc,
slammer.
and then you
make bets and you can win other people's Pogs.
Exactly,
Yeah.
Metal Slammer. Is it, you said polywog.
That's what you would call it. Where I'm from, it's called a polywag.
That reminds me of a story I once heard about someone who was in the backseat of a car on a trip with his friends and his friend's little baby son who had a Polywhirl doll. And he loved this Polywhirl. Whoa. And so this person that I know was pretending to get the name wrong of Polywhirl several times, and the little boy was laughing. And then all of a sudden, the little boy started crying out of frustration
Oh my
because
gosh.
this idiot couldn't understand that the name was Polywhirl.
And this is a friend of yours.
This is someone I know.
Someone you know.
I can't.
Someone you've worked
I
with?
can't claim friendship.
Was
with
it on
anyone.
video or?
No.
I guess I don't know this.
This was a story that I heard from
A story.
life.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
I mean, I understand that. I
It
have
happened to someone I know.
my favorite Pokemon that I use for most battles is called a Charmeleon, and if you called him something else, I would think that was rude. So I
Now,
kind of understand.
That's clearly a portmanteau between charming and a chameleon.
He is
And
kind of like a chameleon.
Is his power
Is his
to be
battle
charming.
skill is it charm?
just charms you
Or-
out of fighting?
Is it from Chameleon and Char, and he's a great barbecue master?
He is a great
Much
barbecue
like
master.
Marjorie over here.
He is a great barbecue master. He is about a 4-foot tall fire lizard, and I would say his main power is arson.
Oh well, I would just bring a water lizard to that fight.
Yeah, that would be a good move.
Is Chameleonaire a pocket monster?
Chameleonaire, the musical artist?
Yes.
I mean, he would be if I could ever catch him.
He's
if
a
I were to
Pokemon?
catch it, no. See, here's the thing.
Well, and his power clearly would be just having a lot of money.
You're not supposed to catch humans,
And
but
blending into it.
the technology technically doesn't prevent you from catching anything inside a
And
Pokeball.
subjugating them? You're just talking about slavery.
This
at
does
this
sound
point.
Well, we
very
don't like to
slavery
use-
adjacent. I will
Okay,
say.
well, we don't like to use that word when we
I
talk
bet you
about.
don't.
I'm
because
sure you don't.
These are Pokemon, are our companions, not our slaves. They battle with us sometimes by choice and sometimes begrudgingly, but we don't
Well-
ever use the word slave. Or
You mean like picking someone up from the airport?
very much like that. Like you
it's
don't
like-
want to, but you're not being forced to.
Okay. So how many Pokemon do you have?
I have 12.
12. Yeah, you're not even close to catching them
No,
all.
it's gonna be a very long road, but I'll do it because I believe in myself.
Now, you say you train these pocket monsters. Mm-hmm. What does the training consist of?
Great. So I take the Pokeball, throw it, and then they come out, and then I shout commands at them, and they do what I say.
I see.
This does
This whole
sound
thing-
very slavery
Yeah, it's
adjacent.
very mean.
Yeah.
It feels.
It's a partnership full of respect and trust.
And what do you do for them?
I put them back in the Pokeball. And then I
Okay.
walk
Okay,
away.
so you
Yeah.
imprison them.
Well, we win battles together, and then sometimes we eat a meal, but mostly I keep them in the Pokeball because they all eat the same thing, and it's real boring to take them to a restaurant.
So you're only allowing them to eat once in every rare while?
You know the crazy thing, Scott? They don't actually need to eat if they're in the Pokeball.
Okay.
I've got some that have been in that ball for months, and if you take them out, they're like a little pissed, but they're physically fine.
Is their favorite meal has to be a poke bowl, though, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, that's-
That is
Why
right.
is that boring?
They love.
I could
who
eat that
doesn't
like
love
3
a
days a
poke bowl?
week.
I know. I could.
I mean, you say that now.
Like a Jeremy Piven.
Talk to me on week 3.
Does he
Week 3.
Does he sing Jeremy Piven?
Jeremy Piven class today.
Let me ask you a question. When the pocket monsters are in this Pokeball, are they in a sort of suspended animation?
Stasis?
I wish I could tell you. I've never been in one, and as far as I know, no human ever has been.
Oh,
Can
well,
they-
that sounds like that's something you should do. I mean, it's so hard to catch them all, especially if they keep moving the goalposts. You should be the first human in a Pokeball.
Oh, I should get into one?
Just
Yeah.
understand both sides.
Yeah,
I think
just,
that's what
yeah.
we're talking
Tell you what,
about.
if you were
have
to
a
get
little
into your
empathy.
your Pokeball, we would let you.
I'll do it. Dash Grabham will catch himself.
Okay. What do you need us to do? Oh, he did it.
Oh, he just did.
Oh,
That
we
is
should have-
amazing. Now, how,
Wow, he
how
just
do we get him out?
Yeah, we should have asked that before.
We really should
Yeah,
have.
he should have given us instructions. I don't know how to work this thing.
He
Let me
said throw it.
take a look at this.
He said like throw it, I think.
Throw
That's
it?
how they-
All right, I'll throw it at something. Let's see.
Oh, don't throw that. That's my smoke bomb.
Careful.
Don't throw the smoke bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, here we go.
I'm free.
Whoa!
Wow. Phew.
What was that
What was it
like?
like? What was it like in there?
Okay, you know how when you go to sleep and you.
Ooh, I'm out.
Okay.
Yeah, try to do something. Don't compare it to a movie either, because Al is gonna have no frame of reference.
Oh, okay. Geez. How do I do this? Okay. You know how. Well, for the rest of you, then, you know how when you sleep, it's like you're kind of aware of existence, but it's a little bit different.
Sure.
This
Sometimes
is
you
not
know you're
like
in a bed.
that.
Oh, it's not.
Oh,
like that.
wow.
This is you.
So you can be back in, Al.
I have.
Okay.
I have no memory from what just happened.
Oh, okay. So the last thing you remember is
Going into the ball.
Going into the ball.
And then I felt a bump. I pushed right back out.
How long do you think you were gone?
I mean, it felt like an instant to me.
Well, it was
feels like no
only
kind of
longer
like-
than
Yeah,
it
it was
is.
like 120 seconds or so.
I feel like we didn't get a real accurate idea of what it's like to be trapped in the
Well,
Pokeball.
I'm going to tell you, I do not want to go back in because I feel like I did not exist for that period of
Well,
time.
so now this is what the pocket
this is how they
monsters must
feel.
feel.
Almost definitely, yeah.
So does that make you want to release them?
Reconsider.
Not even a little bit.
Oh boy.
I just feel like you're really taking advantage of these pocket monsters.
Oh, for sure. You know how like
Okay, so
horses
he
pull,
hears it,
You know
so-
how horses pull carts?
yeah.
Are you all up in arms about how horses be pulling stuff around all the time?
I mean,
you
sometimes.
ask those horses if they want to pull carts around?
It's not
I
great.
don't like the horses that do just the
to
carriage
be fair,
rides. Yeah.
they're also fed very well.
Yeah.
They're groomed and they're treated very nicely.
Let me ask you a question.
They get to shit in the bag.
You guys know fish? Oh, I mean, we should all be so lucky. But you know fish.
yeah,
You
I
got
know
fish,
fish.
right?
I
If you
mean,
had a
yeah.
fish, what would
Pokeballs.
your fish's day-to-day life be like?
Well, that's. I mean, they swim around in their
living their best
in their
life,
be- in
swimming
their bowl.
swimming in the water.
My fish has been all over the world.
But they don't know because most of the time they're in
They're-
a
yeah,
ball
they're in a ball
questioning.
in
It seems to know that its
stasis.
own existence was going on for most of that time, but it came out and got to experience parts of all over the
I had a
world.
fish growing up, but it was an outdoor fish, so he got to just go wherever.
Yeah, mine's an outdoor fish.
So, you know, I maybe you don't think these pocket monsters have sentience or a soul.
Oh, they definitely have both.
Okay.
well,
Then you truly are a criminal.
Yeah.
you're a slaver.
You're
Guys,
a
they're-
slave owner.
They're so happy.
This sounds
How
bad.
do you know that though?
Because well, you can tell when a Pokemon is unhappy because it doesn't follow any of your battle commands.
Okay.
Can one come out? Can we?
Can we talk
we
to
meet
one
one?
of them?
Yeah,
I feel
for
like
sure.
we really
Which one
need to.
you can't talk to them. They only say their own name over and over and over again.
Okay, so that's going to
So
be
they're
hard
stupid.
to know
That'll
if they're
be tough.
happy.
Is it like
Yeah.
I Am Groot, where it has different intonations? Meaning
Yeah,
different
yeah.
meanings?
Uh-huh, it's just like
so you
that.
can translate.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, okay.
Let's
well,
I guess we bring out Chameleon.
Yeah, I'll bring out my Charmeleon. I should warn you.
Charmeleon.
Sorry, the Charmeleon.
Yeah, I'll bring out Charmeleon. He's just going to say Charmeleon a lot.
Okay, yeah, bring him
here.
out. Yeah, here we go.
Charmeleon, I choose you.
Charmeleon.
Hey, what's up, dude?
Charmeleon.
Yeah, how's it hanging?
Charmeleon.
Yeah, that's about right.
Charmeleon, are you
happy
okay?
Yeah. Are would you?
Charmeleon.
Yeah.
Leon.
I don't think
Yeah,
Charmeleon's
that's
okay.
So much pain.
You guys, you want me to translate, or do you just want to infer from that?
Well,
no, I know
think
what he's actually
we're all
saying.
in the room. We can see what's happening.
Charmeleon is crying.
Yeah, he is crying, but not for the reasons you think.
Okay, what? Translate for us.
Okay, so Charmeleon, this one specifically is an arson type Pokemon. He's mad
Charmeleon?
because he hasn't burned down a building lately.
Charmeleon.
Yeah.
So
I hear you,
Charmeleon
buddy.
shaking his head.
Yeah, he's shaking it up and down. Yes.
up and down if you're tilted sideways. Sure.
Well, yeah, that's Charmeleon. Okay, so you know how like in India, yes and no doesn't look like the same head gesture as it does for in America.
I did not know that.
That's
no.
true.
I
Yeah,
did not know
it's
that.
side to
First of
Where
all,
is this?
India.
India.
I know
It's
in
a
the
country-
movie Gladiator, they do thumbs up when it should have been thumbs down.
I don't know about that, but that's
Okay.
probably right.
Charmeleon.
Yeah, gotcha. Can I ask
Sorry,
you?
back on track.
Okay, Charmeleon.
Charmeleon.
What is one thing that I could do to make your life a little bit better?
Charmeleon.
A whole bank?
Charmeleon.
Burn down a bank.
Charmeleon.
I know.
That felt to me like kill me.
I did feel a lot.
Charmeleon.
Charmeleon's eyes just went
seems
wide.
to be
Indian style
really,
saying no.
Charmeleon, return.
There he goes.
Okay, I don't feel like you were giving us the proper translation.
I feel like we learned more about the real situation with these Pokemon than you wanted to let on.
Number 4.
Oh, so good, so nice.
That one was.
Let's listen to it twice.
That was a treat.
Let's hear it one more time.
All right.
Oh no, we're not going to do that.
You tricked me.
It's like a 30-minute clip. Yes.
You're like the trickster Loki.
And now you must reside within this dimension. That was fun. You were saying that was a fun episode to do.
It was fun. It was an interesting combination of people. And the park ranger stuff.
Zach and Jess obviously work together a lot. They have a podcast every week, and they're writing partners. And So, but they were not connected, and so it was. You put these shows together, you book them, and you go like, all right, I got this person. Let's
now
put this
it's
person
in God's hands.
Who knows how they're going to be together? But that was a really fun one to do.
It was.
Weren't it?
It was.
Weren't it fun?
It were fun.
Weren't it fun, Paul?
It were fun.
It were fun. Hey, stranger, it were fun.
And as I looked out across that golden valley, I knew that I understood more of man and God than I had previously known.
That guy who does who am I doing when I do the hey stranger?
I think that is Pat Buttram?
Pat Buttram,
who played Mr. Haney on Green Acres?
How did he chance upon that?
Mr. Douglas.
How did he figure out? Because it seems like a lot of comedians in the 50s, 60s, 70s,
80s, and beyond. Well, comedians the whole office can agree on.
They found a funny way to talk, and then they did that their entire careers.
Yeah.
And that was enough for people.
I feel like it's rooted in vaudeville, right?
Right. But so how is he just like going, fuck, I don't have a funny way to talk. I need to have a career.
I mean, this shit isn't funny. I guess I'm going to do a weird voice.
I mean, because nowadays when you're doing a cowboy voice or whatever, sometimes people will bust out a Mr. Haney or a tribute to Mr. Haney.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think in the first Wreck-It Ralph, doesn't, oh God, what's his name? He was on Bang Bang. He's great. He was in Firefly.
Me? Oh.
But he does basically the, ooh, hello.
The Great Gildersleeve, that guy?
Yeah, he does that guy. Yeah, he basically, like, people sometimes do impressions of these, don't worry, Mrs. Ricardo, I will get the bill.
He's on Firefly?
Yeah, you know who I'm talking about.
Alan Tudyk?
Yeah, Alan Tudyk. He's
Yes.
great.
Yes.
So in Wreck-It Ralph, I think in the first Wreck-It Ralph, he's the villain in it, and he basically is doing that guy, I think.
Yeah.
So every once, it's like, everyone came up with every funny voice there is. And that's a lot like listening to Comedy Bang Bang.
We covered all 10, yeah.
It's like, we've done every funny voice there is. But how was he experimenting, just going like, well, what if I like slipped in between falsetto and my chest voice?
Yeah, like if I was going through puberty.
All the time, they're strange. And that fits for a cowboy voice.
Yeah.
Well, hello there, stranger.
Because
welcome to the mining town.
Do it in like a regular voice. Like take away the cowboy affect.
Okay. Hello, stranger. Welcome to the mining town. Is that what you mean? Yeah, not good. That's what
like
I'm
if
saying.
you didn't have an accent, you're like, "Hello, stranger. Welcome to the mining town."
Oh yeah, yeah. Then
that's weird.
But
Something's
add
wrong
the southern
with that guy.
accent.
But if
and
you
then
have the
it's
southern
great.
accent, it's like, oh, that guy just talks that way.
Stranger. Something about the different vowel choices and the hitting the R's really hard on this just works.
Exactly.
Or is it that he's done it in so many things. He did it in so many Disney films and, in Green Acres, like you said, he's just done it so many times. It sounds wrong if you have any variation, but it sounded just as wrong when he started doing it.
Maybe he's fucking drunk.
Yeah, he's probably a drunk.
You know? They all were back then.
Everyone.
Oh my God,
Wasn't it great? You could be in show business and be drunk all the time.
All the time.
And now it's just like on these end of the year episodes are the only times that we get drunk.
Every classic film you've ever seen, people are shit-faced.
Shit-faced. Okay, if you watch any movie, and I'm talking about, okay, so the movies up to 77, every single person.
So that includes Jaws.
But also,
Star Wars, I think, was the first movie where the entire cast wasn't drunk.
They were all sober too.
Yeah,
they're all in sober living.
They're all super sober.
They all live together in sober living.
Yeah. They were each other's sober companions. Peter Cushing was there.
Good old Grandma Target himself.
Kenny Baker.
And then post 77 is when everyone started eating Claim Jumper and getting really fat.
Yeah.
And then everyone's
remember when everyone got so fat in the movies?
There was a good like 82 to 84.
George Segal.
Everyone was
Goldie
so
Hawn.
fat.
Yeah.
And then Jane Fonda started working out and everyone got skinny again.
Yeah.
But now anytime you see a movie, every single person has their hair dyed really dark.
Yeah.
And everyone is terrified they're going to get fired.
Yeah.
That's anything you ever watch.
That's it.
That's show business.
Everyone has their hair dyed really dark, and they're afraid they're going to get fired.
That's any scene you see in anything.
Pick out anything, and I can tell you. I'll point it out.
I'll point it out and go.
That person, hair's dyed really dark. Afraid they're going to get fired.
Afraid they're going to get fired.
Yeah. Go read The Intern with Robert De Niro.
Sure. If you want to have fun.
It's evenly divided. Half of the cast, hair dyed really dark.
The other half of the cast,
terrified they're going to get fired.
Yeah. And that is true.
That's showbiz.
That is showbiz. If you're old enough to dye your hair, you're not
old
terrified.
enough to breed.
If there's grass on the field, play ball. And on that note, we're going to end this episode.
That's unfortunate.
Say something else for a palate cleanser.
Anyway, Coney 2012.
Okay, all right. We have to end this episode. We're getting down to it, though, because on our next episode, we are going to count down the number 3 episode, the number 2 episode, and the number 1 episode of 2018.
What if we didn't?
You're right.
We don't have to decide right now.
Okay. Well, tell you what, check back in with us on Thursday.
Yeah.
If we do it...
We'll meet back together here on Thursday.
Sure. If we do it, great.
To do the episode live, as we always do.
Of course. If we're not here, we just decide
then we didn't do it.
Yeah. And there's don't worry, there's no emergency.
Yeah.
Neither of us have slipped and fallen and cracked our pretty little heads.
But check to see if we have dyed our hair really dark.
That's true. Guys, we gotta go, but we will see you back here on Thursday or not. Who knows? Love it. I'll see you soon.
Love it. See you soon.
That's not a thing I say at the end of the
It
show.
is now.
All right, love it. See you soon.
Love it. See you soon.
Bye.
Hi, I'm Paul F. Tompkins. My podcast, Spontaneous Nation, is wrapping up at episode 200, and that final show will drop on Monday, January 21st. We'll have one of our favorite guests in for an interview and an extra-long improv set featuring an expanded lineup of Spontaneous Nation All-Stars. Whether you've been a fan from day one or you've never even heard the show before, I hope you'll listen to this very special episode. Happy New Year!